there's no one on here at the moment. So, but for anyone who ends up watching this at some point and some now, hi, welcome. How are you doing? Um, if I suddenly just close this out really quickly, it's because I've got someone supposed to be coming to fix my ceiling today. This is supposed to happen Monday. There's a story to that, but don't need to talk about it now. But yeah, if I go really quick, if I'm like just end this and go off. Um, oh hey Haran, how are you? It's not showing that there's anybody here. Hi Haran, how are you doing? Yeah, if I oh there we go. Now it says there's someone here. Yeah, I know the angle's not great. I don't my setup, whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, if I disappear really quickly, it's because they've come to my door and I gotta go let them in and they're gonna work on my stuff. So, Haran, if there's something you want to ask or talk about or whatever, please feel free to ask. Oh, that's funny. So you were on another. Well, I mean, feel free to ask a yes no here if you want. I will do the best that I can with what I'm allowing to come through. So, and then for anyone tuning in, oh my god, my hair. With anyone tuning in, at any point when my channeling and my readings, so I'm what I'm here to do. Like, first of all, it's for me to wake myself up and remember that I'm God and allow that to shine through and yada yada yada. With that being said, when it comes to mediumship channeling and readings and all that stuff, I'm here to help to help oneself navigate through and out of illusion, not to keep indulging in it like it's real. So, so I'm not, if you ask about things like conspiracy theories and whatnot, the chances are you're going to get answers of it's not actually happening and it's all stuff that we're making up. So just as a heads up with that, if you're looking for help to stop looping in illusion of suffering, separation, pain, attack, all of that, that's what I'm here for. But if you're wanting to keep indulging in the ego stories, I won't I won't be able to help you with that because that's not. I mean, I still indulge in ego lie stories, but I also always spin around to working on doing the mental cleanup on it as well. So yeah, so no harm. Feel free to ask if you want to ask. No pressure though. I'm really distracted by my hair right now, but whatever, it is what it is. So yeah, I don't really know. Oh, here's Haran. Okay. How will my real estate referral gig work out? I'm in the process of surrendering, but I feel overall optimistic by using prop stream to target off market owners. What is the current energy? Well, first of all, if it's bringing you joy, and optimism, then, let yourself stay in the flow with that. And yes, keep surrendering. That's the big one, is to keep surrendering and keep doing mental cleanup on it, because it's a matter of being at peace regardless of how it works out. And knowing that if for some reason this doesn't work out, it's for a reason and something else is going to pop in. Um, I need to just let the hair go. Let the hair go. So how will it work out? Sorry, I'm just rereading. What is the current? My foot's getting tickled. If the company built to last buys the property, then you get the commission. Okay, I'm not quite sure exactly how that works, but my foot just got tickled. How will that work out? What's the current energy? So as my foot got tickled when I was okay, it just got tickled again. It feels like you're saying it feels optimistic. My foot's getting tickled with that. Um, sorry, I'm just kind of like asking again, like for more confirmation. Is this gonna work out? If I trust myself, I'm seeing Eric smiling and nodding, and my foot had got tickled. That being said, there is a level where if for some reason this specific thing doesn't work out, I mean, everything is leading us to where we're meant to be, and this also feels part of that. Like, so for some reason this doesn't work out, it's happened, it's played out this way for a reason, like everything is, but focusing on this scenario, it's played out for a reason, and it's going to lead you to something. So it's either going to work out or it's going to lead you to something. That's what I'm feeling with that and what I'm receiving. And again, if I end up being wrong about that, I apologize. Um, and my leg's getting touched right now. Um, you're planning on referring 100 properties. You feel very drawn. It's still worth it. But I'm curious. Yeah, no, if you're feeling drawn to it, go with that and trust yourself. You know, you're feeling drawn to it for a reason. And I know, again, and this is where Haran knows this, but just to reiterate for anyone else who tunes in at any now, um, what I'm about to say circles back to what I was saying at the beginning of this. We're here to help through and out of illusion, and so this part is what I'm very much being prompted to also reiterate too, which is again doing the mental cleanup on what you're thinking and feeling about this, knowing that regardless of what happens, it's happening for a reason, and being at peace no matter what it turns out to look like. So that's definitely a big one. Keep doing mental cleanup, keep surrendering and whatnot. I don't know if this is gonna end up being relevant, but I'm getting the prompt to open my book, and um, okay, so that's kind of funny. So I got the prompt to open. Hi, how are you guys? Whoever's joining, feel free to ask questions or bring up a topic if you want me to talk about, or channel or whatever. Please feel free. So with Haran, I got the prompt here to also open my Ram Dass Remember Be Here Now book, and I was just feeling like there's a message that's going to come along with that with Haran's question, and it says here. Now it's and so it says here, and that's what the Bible is, an astral story, a very groovy astral story at one level. So we don't need to focus on just the Bible. It's just in general, this is just a story, and this includes with what Haran's asking about. Haran, it's just a story that you're letting yourself play out as well. So I can feel the horror in somebody, he's saying, it's a good astral story, but illusions are illusions. It's here in the sound of the tambura, and sound in the beginning was the word. So it's already here. It's always here. Everything is here. The abundance, the love, the peace, all of that. And it can come through in any form, including in forms of work or non-work or whatnot. So just remembering it I can kind of see the parallel to this, how it's the reminder of, again, it's an illusion, it's a story. And the story is coming from what we're thinking, feeling, believing, angering on to. So there's just those gentle reminders for you, Haran, with that. So yeah, trust yourself. You know, remember it's just a story. Remember it's all playing out the way you're allowing it. Do the mental cleanup. Keep surrendering, and you got this. So I hope that helps and resonates. So yeah. Is there anything else you're wanting to ask or wanting to say? Um, I just flipped to another page, so let's just see what's being popped up here. I know I'm getting prompted to do this stuff, so let's see. Okay, so I'm not going to read exactly what is in the book, because it's essentially talking about worshiping the Divine Mother, and that you've got to worship her. You can't have her, you can't reject her, can't live with her, can't put her away. Just honor her, honor the Divine Mother. Um, what is the Divine Mother and the Divine Father? It's the one. It's part of the oneness. There is no male versus female. So what that's essentially saying is, you know, we can utilize a little bit, if we want to utilize a little bit of a more religious sounding thing, the whole thou shalt not worship false gods kind of thing. That's kind of what this is tapping into. So it's not a matter of we have to worship this almighty God that's above us. No, that's not the point. The point is when we cling to ego lies and ego stories, which aren't wrong or bad, it's just illusion, it's stories, it's not true. That's when we're worshiping the false gods, and we perpetuate ourselves in the loops of illusion, pain, suffering, separation, attack, all that stuff. So worshiping what we truly are, as in being in joy with what we truly are and honoring that. And one form, one word, one character that we can label would be the Divine Mother, or the Divine Father, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. But really, though, you got to remember, when we're doing that, it's all one and the same. It's there. God, what we truly are, is both in neither male and female. So, oh, hi, Aussie, how are you? So Haran said, radical acceptance of whatever you navigate is very important. Expectations are indeed killers. That's funny because I've had expectations are killers in my head for the past few days, and that's something that I'm navigating through with myself the past few days as well. I've had certain expectations, and I've been in the illusion of a very bad mood the past couple of days. So, letting go of expectations, accepting where we're at, where we're playing at, embracing it, doing the mental cleanup. It's okay if we need to utilize the illusion tool of boundaries, absolutely. Um, at the same time, it's important to remember what the truth is and anchor onto that. So, absolutely. It's always good to see you too, Assie. Um, and then Harn then said the process does feel genuinely fun, and that is its own reward. So, absolutely, and that's just it. Of it's the joy of just doing it because you feel that joy, which I was actually just talking with Julie about the other day. We were talking about, because I'm in the illusion of struggle with like being in the illusion of like people not caring about what I have to say, and I've got all this truth to share, and I know how real and true and like gold it is, and for the most part in my illusion perception, no one gives a shit. Everyone ignores it for the most part. No one shares my stuff. It's rare if I get clients. Like, I do get clients, but it can be rare. So I'm in the illusion of of struggling with this stuff at the same time. So it was funny, and I hadn't said anything to Julie, but she brought up, I think it was like Emily Dickinson or E. E. Cummings, I can't remember, one of those two, and she was talking about how, and it's funny because I had been surfacing in my head Vincent van Gogh, and about how there's these artists and poets and whatnot that when they were in the illusion of being incarnated, they were ignored and they suffered, and their work wasn't like, was just thrown away and stuff. But then after they transitioned, that's when, they got all the credit and the recognition and people appreciate them. That's not the point. That's inside of things I need to work on, because death isn't real. It's only me and all that stuff. With that being said, with what Haran just talked about the doing it for the joy in things, and that was the point. They didn't necessarily get the credit of that stuff, but they did it with the joy of just doing it. So absolutely, the joy is what we actually are, and when we're following that joy and we're allowing we're allowing more of what we truly are. So follow joy, follow love, follow happiness. Embrace if you're not feeling good. Absolutely, fully feel, embrace and face it, but then do the mental cleanup when you're able to, surrender when you're able to, and follow that joy, that passion, that love. And there is a part, I'm going to get to your question in a second here, Assie, but there is, just to conclude here with what I'm talking about in this, with this part, there is an aspect where in during the ascension awakening process where you might not feel joy or motivation or anything for anything, and I keep getting the reminder that that is essentially a quote unquote reset, because we're remembering that the things that bring us joy isn't external, and it's not a feeling, it's what we actually are, and we're allowing that online. And so if we get into a point where you're feeling like nothing's bringing you joy, just remember it's a reset point, and you will feel that joy again, but it's going to be beyond. It's going to be the real joy that we actually are, and it's going to be more and more permanent until it is, because that's what it is. um so Assie is asking for a message from Eric. So I'm going to take a sip of water here. All right, message from Eric. Well, right away, I'm immediately like, well, he always is. I'm seeing him smiling, really, his big Eric smile, and he's wearing white hat, white hoodie, blue jeans. He's showing off his feet he's just wearing socks. There's no shoes. He's wiggling his toes in his socks for some reason. He's finding that, oh, I think he's teasing me. I think he's teasing me a little bit with that. Because it's been surfaced in my head how he's talked about through other means. He's talked about how when he was incarnated, um, playing with the physical, whatever you want to call it, he used to like get satisfaction. Yeah, I just tickled. He's poking at my stomach, so he thought, thank you. He's physically confirming this for me. He used to get like satisfaction. It used to be like satisfying to like pick out his toe jam from his socks. So he's teasing me with wiggling his toes in his socks, and I can feel him. He's like, oh, toe jam, I get to pick out toe jam, which, I mean, there's technically not. It's just playful. He's just teasing me, but now I'm drooling. So he's bringing that up, but it's teasing me, but it's also to hopefully making you guys laugh as well, and bringing you guys a bit of a smile. Um, Assie, he's saying that he loves you, and he's pulling you into a hug, reminding you that he's always here, and then that goes for everybody, he's always here. Um, and then there's that gentle reminder, and I'm seeing nodding, that we are him. He is us. We're not these separate characters. and we're all playing as we're allowing each other to play, and it is all one. I just got a hit of you putting a movie in. So I don't know if you've been having the urge to watch a movie, or it almost feel, I don't know. I feel like you've been having the urge to watch a movie. There's a certain movie that's been surfacing for you, but I do get that feeling of him like being like, let's put on a movie and watch it together, and let yourself feel him through the movie, but also like there with you, watching it with you. So hopefully that resonates. And yes, it's always good to see you too. Haran is saying, but I will tell you this, I heard Mario's coin in my mind, left ear whilst half asleep a few days ago. That's kind of funny. I was just playing Mario Kart a little while ago, and I was playing it all day on Monday because it's one of the only few things that I feel comfortable doing while I'm waiting for someone to show up to work on my ceiling. So that's a little bit of synchronicity too. That's the second time you told me recently that you've been hearing stuff in your ear and whatnot. So that's you're allowing more of spirit to shine through and play around with you like that. So that's how I'm happy for you. Latoya says, "Hi, good morning. Um, may I have a general whatever comes out for me? Um, may I be added if a list posted?" I'm not sure what you're asking about being added if a list posted, if you wouldn't mind clarifying, but a general with whatever comes out for you. Okay, let me just take another sip of water here and see what. And again, for anyone who's just tuning in, if I all of a sudden just like end this really quickly, I'm waiting for someone to show up to fix my ceiling. So if they knock at the door, I have to like end this and go, like run up the stairs and let them in. So if I'm in the middle of a reading, or if I'm in the middle of talking or something and I just end it, I apologize, but I do have to go when they show up. So I got the prompt to go live, kill some time. So, all right. So, Latoya said, again, may you have a general message, whatever comes out for you. Okay, let's see. Immediately I just got a visual of like a bouquet of flowers. You can tell me if this resonates for you with the flowers, the coloring. I'm seeing, first I saw like pink flowers, and like rounded petals, and then I'm also seeing like yellow flowers, almost like sunflowers and or daisies. Um, and then I just heard bloom. So the flowers are like an offering of love, first of all, but then there's also that message of like, I'm asking for help with my words. Let yourself bloom. Continue to let yourself bloom. I don't know. It feels almost like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize if I get any of this wrong. But it feels like there's a possibility that you're maybe struggling a little bit with a certain scenario, either living or work or social situation, in the sense of letting yourself shine. I almost feel like maybe you're holding yourself back, letting yourself be hidden a bit, wanting to hide yourself a bit for various reasons, possibly insecurity or whatnot. But I'm hearing let yourself bloom, like it's okay to let yourself shine. And I'm getting the quote like bloom where you're planted, but then I'm also seeing grow through what you go through. So and then my hands are being gripped onto now as I'm saying this. And then just that feeling, it actually just got a wave of making me want to cry, because it's not bad, it's just powerful and it's beautiful. Just that big wave of just like so much love for you, like unconditional. And this goes for everybody, but just focusing on you, like so much unconditional love and support always. And like just I actually have a physical feeling of just wanting to like hug you, because like I can feel like you're just, and this again goes for everybody, but you're being so held and so carried to the point like I physically, it's almost like I wish you were here so I could like actually wrap my arms around you, because I can physically feel the urge to hug you, because that's what we're all doing. We're all holding each other. So lots of support, lots of love, and very much you got this. So I hope that resonates and makes sense. Thank you for asking. Haran says, things do feel so boring, YouTube especially. Yeah, that can definitely happen. Things feeling boring, like I was saying earlier, things feeling boring, losing the joy and stuff that you used to find joy in. It is a reset. I'm in the illusion of struggle with this too. But then also remember, so not only is it a reset, Thank you. My ear's being played with, like I can feel tingling on my ear here as I'm saying this. It's also, we've also used these things as distraction too. So yes, if you're feeling joy and love and whatnot, go ahead and go for it and whatnot. It's just, we also have been utilizing all this stuff, even though it's felt joyful. There's also been a level where it's been a distraction too. So, and then boredom is also a place for inspiration as well. So there's all these different layers, and then, and then there's the opportunity to do mental cleanup on these things if we're in the feeling of tension, and that includes boredom. So it's very helpful, and it's lots of opportunity for that. And these are all reminders for myself. I need these reminders, so thank you. Hi, Timoth. How are you? So Timoth says, how do you share? Oops. Sorry, I need to find where I was. Let's see. Okay, how do you share this awakening or ascension stuff with others, especially skeptics? I used to share this stuff with others, but now I just keep it to myself. So that's I thank you for asking that. That's a good. I mean, every question's a good question, but this is something that I'm also in the illusion of struggle with, because it's funny. Julie and I were just talking about this. I think during our live the last time, where was this whole metaphor of like, don't be throwing pearls before swine kind of thing. And it's not that these people are swine or pigs, and it's not a insult on pigs. Pigs are amazing animals and they're so smart. It's not that. It's just the metaphorical way of saying, don't try to give ego something that ego's not going to accept. It's not going to understand it. There's no point in it. So it's not a matter of sharing awakening or ascension with stuff with others, particularly those who are skeptics. So I still have places where I still kind of push myself in on other people's spaces, and I'll go, well, this is an ego lie and this is what the truth actually is. But I recognize what I'm doing, and I do my mental cleanup on it as well. And I always recognize that it's a reflection of my clinging to resistance of truth and whatnot. So I really try to stick to my own spaces. I will speak how I'm being prompted to speak about awakening, ascension, and reality on my Facebook, on my YouTube, on my Instagram, with my closest friends, two in particular that I can think of right off the top of my head. We have these very big open conversations. So in that sense, doing it in my own space, and then recognizing that if I'm talking with a skeptic, it's a reflection of ego, and there's no point in arguing with ego. So I'll say what I'm being prompted to say, but then I'll also just walk away, or nothing will be said. What's really where the real, it's almost quote unquote more effective, is doing the mind to mind work, the inner work, the mental cleanup, because when we work on ourselves, we can't do anything but affect everybody, because we are one mind, we are the collective. So for me, it's very much sharing in my own space. And then if someone does, have the prompt to ask me about stuff, then I'll share it. I will also utilize discernment. Like I said, I kind of run off of the feel of the quote unquote other that I'm working with. I can tell what might be too much to say, and what, or certain ways that might be too much to say, like a little intense or a little too zoomed out, and so to word it in a way that might work for them on the level that I'm in the illusion that they're playing at. So it's a matter of remembering, like I said, ego is never going to understand any of this, so it's not a matter of trying to share or explain the stuff to ego. It's a matter of remembering that it's reminders for oneself, sharing it in oneself space. And then if we do happen to share it with an other and they are rejecting it, there's tension coming up with that, then there's opportunity for myself to do mental cleanup with that as well. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps and makes sense. Thank you for asking that. So thought it was a list for a reading. No, nothing to apologize for. No worries. No, I'm not in a space right now where I have lists and whatnot, but no, feel free to ask questions on here, and you can look me up on other social media and whatnot too. So no worries. There's nothing to apologize for. You're good. Maybe someone's going to bring you flowers. Maybe that would be kind of cool, and you're very welcome. Haran says, and yes, Latoya, you can feel free to ask another question. So Haran says, I want to ask, why have I been feeling the prompt to watch Horrid Henry and Corduroy lately out of nowhere? That's kind of funny. I know I've heard of Horrid Henry, but I haven't actually watched it. If I'm correct in saying it, it's a cartoon. Am I correct in saying? And Corduroy. Again, I know of Corduroy, but I don't know if I've ever actually watched it. If I have, I would have been a kid. Um, so why are you getting the prompt to watch these things? Um, I'm getting that there's going to be something in there reflected for you. Um, there's two layers of it. So one, there might be something that pops up that brings up, even if it's small, some sort of feeling of tension. So there's opportunity to work on yourself with that. But it also feels like there's something in there that's going to just make you laugh, like a synchronicity, and make you feel more connected with spirit, God, our true self. So go with that. Usually I'm getting the prompt to like use I language and use myself an example. Usually when I'm getting a really strong prompt to watch a movie or a show, there is usually messages in there, like signs, signals, whatnot, where it's either stuff that has been surfacing for me is being reflected and it's opportunity to work on it, and or it's synchronicities with stuff that's surfacing and it's fun and it's joyful and whatnot. So go with it. If you don't end up indulging in it, that's okay too. Like, you can't actually make mistakes or miss anything. The opportunity will come again in another form. But go with it. And I'd be interested if you do indulge in those and something does pop up. If you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be cool to find out. I'm just gonna take a moment here and just acknowledge that I am getting distracted and I'm starting to get irritated because the woman above me had left and I had the prompt to go live because it was quiet. And within just a few minutes of going live, she came home and now they are pounding really hard above my head. And it's distracting me and I'm feeling slightly irritated. So I'm just going to take a moment. So here's an example of mental cleanup. I know I've done this on lives before and I'm going to get back to the chat in a second, but I do have to do this for a moment for myself. And then it's an example to do with you guys, to show you guys what I'm talking about, for if anyone's not quite sure what I mean by the mental cleanup. So the feeling that I have is, usually I try to stick with one and keep it very basic, but I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I know how to do it really quick in my head and whatnot with doing a few things at once. When I have more space and time, I'll do it more individually, but I'm just going to kind of lump it together. So the feelings that I'm having, the two big ones that are popping up for me right now is irritation and anger. And the thought that goes along with that would be, I'm spirit, God directed me to do this when it was quiet and I just got fucked over, and now she's home and making unnecessary noise and I can't fucking stand it and I can't handle it. Those were several thoughts. Usually just stick to one, but again, I'm trying to just lump it and be quick. So now I'm just visualizing myself in a field, and I've got, usually because it's just one thought, one feeling, it's one dagger sword thing, but I've got like a clump of them in my hand, and I'm stabbing them into the ground. So these sword daggers represent the thoughts and the feelings. I'm stabbing into the ground, which represents God, source, our true self, and I'm giving it to that. And then I'm just going to sit with truth for a moment. So I'm not the body. I'm beyond space and time. Help me see them as I see thyself. Help me see them as what truth actually is. I allow truth, God, our true self, to shine through myself, and all is well, all is good. Everything is happening for me, not against me. Trust the process. I'm home now. This is just a dream I'm making up. Everything is love. They are love. I am love. Now I want to cry. So that is the process of the mental cleanup. And then, go into surrender and whatnot. And then I go back and do it again if I need to. And I know I could right now, like I can feel I'm still irritated, but I don't. I just, even doing that really quick is doing something. And so that's what I'm going to leave for now right now. So thank you for bearing with me while I do that. So then Haran then said, also in those spaces, what they say is also a reflection of what you believe others think, how your design characters are behaving according to your imagination. Okay, let me reread that again. Also in those spaces, what they say is also a reflection of what you believe others think, how your design characters are behaving according to your imagination. Exactly. So if I'm, again, it's not to say that we can't utilize the illusion tool of boundaries. Absolutely, that's okay too. It's just important to also remember what the truth is. So if I'm in a space where it looks like someone doesn't like me or is attacking me or saying something nasty about me, it's a reflection of the ego judgments that I'm clinging to about myself. And I can see it. If I'm really honest with myself, I can see that. The ego doesn't like doing this, but I can push past that and I can see that that's true. So absolutely. So Haran then says, I think X person and X people are always like this. Yeah, absolutely. So I think this, and so then that's what I see play out. Someone I'd read, I had read, sorry, I thought someone was coming to my door for a second. I got kind of excited. I was like, finally, I really hope, they said between 9 and 5. I really hope they don't show up at 10 to 5 again. Well, they claimed they knocked on my door at 10 to 5 last time, but I know for a fact they didn't knock on the door till 8 after 5. So I'm hoping they don't get here till last minute again. That's frustrating. Anyway, that was completely side note. I just got distracted because I thought they came to my door. So yeah, so basically everything that we're navigating through, seeing, hearing, everything external. Someone, I came across a post and I liked how they said it about how we're experiencing a quote unquote past thought that we had, and now we're allowing it to metaphorically play out around us. So again, there is no past, but it is that reminder of everything that we're experiencing, navigating through, seeing everything external that's coming. We have a thought, feeling inside ourselves, and then we project that out and have it reflect back at us in these metaphorical ways. So absolutely. UK cartoon corduroy is Canadian. I thought, okay, corduroy is Canadian. I don't know if I knew it was Canadian, probably. But I do remember, like, I do know of it. I just don't think I ever really watched it. But like I said, if I had, it would have been when I was a kid. And Howard Henry's horrible parents. Oh well, there's definitely work to do on that. Particularly zooming out, how we look at God as a horrible parent. God is a punishing father. God is a punishing mother. So there's opportunity to do mental cleanup on that for sure. Then Latoya says, thank you. Has my son's father, Tay, been thinking about me? Not a relationship question. We're not in communication anymore again. Has he been thinking about you? So in truth, so I'm going to zoom out first. And there's that prompt reminder there that we are one. We're one mind. And so, sorry, I thought someone was at my door again. We're one mind. So when we think about ourself, we're thinking about another. When we think about another, we're thinking about ourselves. We're always in each other's minds, always, and it's always within love. So again, this is just circling back to what I was saying at the beginning of when I first started this live. I'm here to help oneself through and out of illusion, not to keep indulging it. So there's going to be these very zoomed out answers with these questions. So the zoomed out answer with that is, we're always thinking of each other because we are one and we can't not, and it's always within love. With that, I was getting a little bit of there's blips where he thinks about you. There's blips of it, but it also doesn't feel like it's not like you're on his forefront of his mind all the time, but you definitely pop up. Sorry, hang on. Okay. Oh. I'm just hearing weird loud noises like out near my front door, but I don't think it's them. So I'm just going to keep going. But yeah, so that's what I'm receiving about that. And I hope that also resonates and makes sense. And then Haran says, I hate this annoying snitching brother, perfect Peter. I'm not sure what you mean by perfect Peter. However, you help Robin just kick in because Robin's Peter Pan, so that's kind of funny. Was that in Horrible Henry, possibly? And then that's opportunity to do mental cleanup on that as well. Which also are annoying snitching brother. My brothers and sisters are annoying and snitching. Opportunity for that too, because we're all brothers and sisters, but we're also one. So that's cool. You're very welcome, Assie, and you're very welcome, Latoya. And then Haran says, emotions always derive from either a lie or truth. Oh shit, that quote is amazing. That's funny. So emotions always derive from lie or truth. So emotions are a ping to the fact that, so if any not good feeling is a ping to the fact that we're believing a lie from ego, and it's opportunity to go within and do the mental cleanup and let that go. If it's a feeling of love, joy, happiness, peace, then that's reflection of truth. And and it's the opportunity to sit within that and quote unquote expand it. Now, that's with also the reminder that love, joy, peace, happiness, those aren't actually feelings. It's our true state of being. I don't understand that because it feels like feelings in this now, but they're not feelings. So technically, emotions are a ping to the fact that it's a lie from ego, and the state of being of love and joy and happiness is a reflection of truth. But essentially, just different languages in the way that Haran said it. Essentially, yes, absolutely. Um, so you do feel that he does, just making sure I heard that right. This Latoya is asking. Yes, so what I'm receiving is that there are blips where you do surface in his mind, but it's I feel like it's more of a once in a while type thing. It's not that you're on the forefront of his mind. Very much getting the feeling, and it's not even that it's a negative thing. I mean, first of all, it's zooming out. In truth, there is no negative. It's always positive, goodness without opposition. Zooming down within the illusion, I'm not feeling like, because it's not feeling like it's a negative thing. It's not like I just don't want to think about her. It's just he's got his life, he's busy, he's doing his thing, and it's just you're just not in the forefront of his mind. But every once in a while, I feel like you pop up, and it almost feels like it's like a fleeting thought in a sense. Like it's not like he's sitting there hyper focusing on you, and it's not like he's thinking angrily toward you, or it's just you pop up in his head. And I even feel, if I'm getting it right, it almost even feels like there are moments where he is also wishing you well too. So again, I hope that's resonating, hope that's making sense. And yeah, so there you go. Um, and then oh my goodness, I'm not sure how to say your name here. So it's the AHSENQURESHI 5272. So I'm just going to call you A. So hi A, welcome. How are you? Um, Now let's see what they're saying. You'd love a reading. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Okay, so let's see here. Um, I always take a sip before I tune in, but it's just because I get thirsty and then it distracts me. So I just want to like wet my whistle. I can't believe I just use that term. I never use that term. It feels like Spirit was playing a little bit with that. Okay, so A is asking for a reading. Okay, let's see what's coming in through you, for you, through you. This is through you because we are one. So it through me, through you. That's kind of funny. We are one. So. Um, I'm definitely, so I'm getting the I'm not getting a specific song, but I do feel like that's for a reason, because what I'm seeing is you playing music, like, so I'm seeing you putting in music, but the feeling that I'm getting with it is opening up a playlist, and asking Spirit, God, our true self, whatever character you want to label it, if there's a certain character, a loved one that you're wanting to connect to or allow through, open up a music playlist and hit shout, like say play like, so I'll use iLanguage for example. So I'll turn to, like, I've got different playlists on my YouTube music, and I'll turn to Eric, God, Spirit, our true self, and I'll say play DJ for me, and I hit shuffle, and pretty much every single time the songs that pop up very much resonate, and I can see and feel like, oh yeah, this is them, allowing them to shine through. So I'm definitely getting that prompt for you to do that, and that's why I feel like, because it felt like I was supposed to be receiving a song, but then immediately I got that tell her to like ask us to play DJ and hit shuffle, and that's when the song is going to come through, and it's I'm feeling it's going to resonate, it's going to make sense. And then there's something about then also with that dancing. If the song comes on and it's like it's a fun, playful song, dance to it. And if for some reason a song doesn't pop in, that is a bit more slow and it's not a very dancey song, to put on a song that you like to dance to and get yourself dancing. Um, I'm seeing and feeling you laughing a lot with that, and it feels, and I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like you could almost use a boost of laughter, use a boost. Again, we're always that laughter and joy and happiness, but within the illusion. So this is going to help allow more of that joy to shine through and give you more of that spark and feeling of playfulness and help you feel more connected and whatnot. Um, and again, just that whole, and this is going to come through with pretty much everybody too, but it's because it's important, just to, this hand's getting gripped onto really strong as I'm saying this. There's physical confirmation on that. Again, just, we love you so much. And again, we are one. So it's like we, but it's one, and it's God, and it's your true self. Like, we love you so much, just so much. And again, just that feeling of being carried and held, and again, that encouragement of you got this. It feels like, I don't know, I'm getting that feeling of like everyone needs to hear this right now, like you got this and it's okay. So yeah, music, dancing, you got this, you're very loved. And now I'm seeing, it feels like it's, and again, I'm saying this with the acknowledgement that we're all one and we're both and neither male and female. But with that being said, I'm seeing a character. It feels like it's definitely like it's a loved one. And I don't know if it's your father or grandfather or some sort of like male figure in your life like that, that has transitioned or in the illusion of transitioned. But I'm just seeing like this male figure like stroking your hair back like really lovingly and just like looking at your face, and just, it's not like it's not meant to be like this necessarily romantic or sexual thing or anything like that, but it's just, it's very 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 loving, just so loving, just pushing your hair back and just looking at your face and just like sitting with love with you. So I hope that that makes sense and resonates. Um, so and thank you for asking that. Um, so let's see here. Sorry, I just got to go back to find where I was at. All right, so Timoth, someone once told me that feelings don't always reflect reality. No, they don't. They don't actually reflect reality, because feelings, again, emotions, if they're not good, they're a reflection of untruth, ego. So emotions actually don't reflect reality. However, our illusion reflects the emotions that we're holding on to, right? So real reality is just what is. It's love, it's peace, it's joy, it's happiness, it's bliss, it's euphoria, it's calm, it's beyond labels, it's beyond what the ego will ever understand. And that's just what is, and we allow that to shine through. And that's reality. The dream, which is what this all is, reflects either the untruth that we're clinging to, or it can reflect, and we're allowing this to happen more and more, reflect what is real to shine through. So that's a really interesting point. So Latoya says, got it, definitely. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that. And a bunch of hearts. Thank you for all the hearts. So as he says, is there any chance of your trance channeling Eric? Would be wonderful to hear from him. Oh, I see. That is, it's funny because through, I think it was actually through Julie a couple months ago, there was something about him, like we brought up my trance channeling, and he was just like, and why aren't you? um, I've been struggling with that for a year or two now. I've been in the illusion of very adverse to trance channeling him or anyone, only because I judge myself for how well I can do it. I feel like it should be look and feel a certain way, and I feel like I don't hit that. I almost want to say I don't even like trance channeling, because I know, like, I would never purposely fake anything. I can't. Like, it's just, it's too weird because they're right here. I can't pretend to be Eric or Robin or Yeshua. Like, it's just weird. Like, we are one, but to pretend to be those characters, I can't do that. At the same time, so I know this is contradictory, but I just feel like when I trans channel, it's bullshit. And I know what that is, especially because we are one. But then also I've got some aversion to that, because I'm in the illusion of tension when it comes to, sorry, I'm picking up my lip. When it comes to, I don't want to get into it, and I don't want to name anything or anyone, but when it comes to certain other groups and people, there's a certain way that things are being run and certain threats that have been made, and it scares me. I know that it's an illusion. I know that it's not true, and I'm working on it. Um, but in my ego judgment, it's not okay, and it scares me. And for me, this is part of one of the reasons why I am glad that the look of mediumship is changing, because I'm hoping that this kind of restriction, whatnot, is going to collapse as well. So I'm trying to get myself into a space of trance channeling him again. I'm just not ready for that yet, so I do apologize. I know I have the ability to. We all have the same shared abilities, but it's just something that I'm kind of adverse to right now for various reasons. So thank you for asking. It is something I'm working toward. and I know eventually we'll get there. I mean, we're all one anyway, so yeah, it's something I'm working on. I know it's all my own illusion anyway. It's a dream I'm making up, so, and I recognize that and I'm working on it. Um, so Jazz, oh, good to see you too. I'm sending you love and light as well. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, hang on a second. And then Harn had said that would take a long time. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I know it was probably something I was talking about earlier, but I don't know what, if you wouldn't mind clarifying. And then A says, wow, that resonates deeply. Thank you. Do you offer personal paid readings as well? I am so glad that resonates and that it resonates deeply. You are so very welcome. I do offer paid personal readings as well. Absolutely. I do have the links to my different social media in the description to this, and I'll keep that up when this gets posted. So please feel free to reach out through any of those means. And if for some reason the links aren't working or whatnot, it's Channeling by Chantal. If you look up Channeling by Chantal, my name on here, and you should be able to find me on Facebook and whatnot. So yeah, that would be awesome, and I would love to work with you, and it's an honor to work with you. So thank you. And then Jazz says, oh my, it's probably for me. I always feel grandfather energy, an ancient one. Oh, that's beautiful. So that resonates with you too. And that's, see, what I really love about that too, that's really beautiful how Jazz is also feeling what I was saying when it comes to, I think you're referring to what I was saying for A with the whole like fatherly, brotherly, or grandfatherly, like that male figure. What I love about Jazz pointing out, saying that it's for her too, is, and that she can feel grandfather, ancient one around her, is that just that for me is more proof of how we are all one. And so it would make sense that she would also feel that too. These messages are for, yes, I'm focusing on one when they're asking these questions, but this is again where the look of mediumship is also going to change as we recognize, like I recognize everything that I'm saying are all messages and reminders for myself as well. But then this goes for everybody too, and Jazz has tapped into that. So that's really beautiful, and I'm happy for you, and I'm glad this resonates for the both of you. So thank you. And then Assy says, I know that you can so easily. And then respect your feelings. Oh, hi, Julie. Hi, Julie. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, hi, I'm glad you're here. So I know that you know that I can so easily. Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Assy, because again, I know I need to trust myself, and I know what the truth of this is, but I struggle with my illusions and whatnot, which struggle is an illusion too. But so thank you for that. I appreciate the support and the confidence and whatnot. That does help me to help myself too, to have that in myself as well. And then Karen says, yay, caught alive. Woohoo! Yay, you caught alive. Woohoo! That's awesome. I'm so happy that you caught the live. Yay. And then Assie's saying hi to Julie, and Julie saying hi back. And then Karen saying hi. Hello, everybody. That's awesome. And then Karen is saying that she loved watching me channel Chester. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. You just saying that he just popped in, like, well, I mean, he's always here. It's just, does that help me allow him? And it's just, his face is just like right in mine. Like, it's very silly, playful. He's just like in my face, like just smiling. Obviously I don't look like him, but he's just like right in my face, just listening and smiling. And then, Numb just started playing in my head. I've become so numb, I can feel you here. I'm asking for him to kind of go further with what he's wanting to, what's being surfaced with that, why that's being played with my allowing him through. Oh, duh. That's kind of funny. It's kind of circling back a little bit to what we were talking about earlier about my sides getting tickled a bit as I'm saying this. What we were talking earlier about the whole aspect of the joy, not feeling the joy, and all of these things. And so I've become so numb, and I can't feel you here. I think it's I might be getting the lyrics mixed up. I might be blocking a bit. I know the song, but that part I've always mixed up if it's can or can't. So that's just my functioning as Tally doing some blocking there. But it's that whole aspect of, you know, we are like, all is always here. And then we go through these phases of quote unquote feeling numb from the joy, feeling numb from connection, feeling numb from the love and all of that stuff. But it's like we were talking about earlier, it's a matter of a reset point, it's a matter of an opportunity, mental cleanup, it's a matter of inspiration to come through. So it's just, he's just kind of like oomping that back up again with that. And then I saw him going, and just like that whole reminder of that he loves everybody and he's with all, and it's just the laughter there of like, just remember, like, we are one, you are me. So that just popped in with with you bringing him up. So this is why I don't often talk about, like, I'll avoid talking about certain like people that are in the illusion of transition, because like even those who are here, but I don't do it as easily with them. Those who are in the illusion of the physical are right here, and I've allowed that to shine through too. But this is why I don't often talk about those who are in the illusion of transition, because that allows them right through, and I get shy, and it's all various reasons. It's stuff I'm working on. So Timoth said, you said once that the look of the death process is changing. What will that look like? Will there still be a corpse left behind when the person's standing by it, like in the movie Ghost? That's funny that you're bringing up Ghost, because that's been surfaced for me too, and Patrick Swayze, and I keep avoiding him and running from it. So that's really funny. Unchained Melody keeps popping up too. Now it's playing in my head, and I'm just like, and see, this is where I'm resisting and running, because when that pops in, because then I allow it where like then I can feel him holding me, and immediately I pushed him away, and I was like, no, and I'm like, what am I doing? And it's not because I'm angry with him, but again, I'm just shy and insecure and starstruck, and it's stupid because we're one, and I know I'm judging myself and saying that. But anyway, so to your question, I said once that the look of the death process is changing. What will that look like? Will there be a corpse left behind? So that is something that, thank you first of all for asking. That's something that that's been surfacing for me lately too. This is so fun. Again, the one-mindedness kicking in, because this has been surfacing for me lately too, because as you said, I have talked about the look of the death process and how that's changing. And I've been talking lately, including with Julie, about how, I'm pretty sure I brought up with Julie about how I'm like, I don't even know anymore. Like, in the illusion of this timeline, because I mean, all versions are playing out and none of it's happening, and it's all one, and time's not real. But in the illusion of this timeline, I'm like, God knows I'm gonna grow old and die what looks like a human death, and whatnot, you know, like, or like, I don't know anymore if I'm gonna be seeing this happening. With that being said, I have experienced, like, so recently I was in a space, and I had gotten physical confirmation after I woke up that I was in a transition point. My avatar was asleep in this, and my memories, I'm in just what I thought was a room or a house, but it's all, but with that would represent home though. And it was all this bright white light, and I'm sitting on a couch, and Eric comes and sits beside me, puts his arm up, and he tells me to cuddle into him. And it took me a little bit after when I woke up in this, that then it hit me. I was like, I think I like died in my sleep. And it feels very much, that part feels, if for anyone who's read or watched Harry Potter, near the end, when spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't happened to read Harry Potter or watch Harry Potter, but so spoiler alert for that, but near the end, when Harry goes to let Voldemort transition him, Harry ends up in like a very white looking like version of King's Cross Station, and Dumbledore shows up to assist him and says either you can move forward or you can go back into basically the dream, the illusion, that reality, whatever you want to call it, and keep doing what you need to do there. And that felt very much like this, but then what Julie also had received and helped me with understanding, because I can struggle with channeling for myself a little bit, and this does resonate, make sense that this was a transition point, and it was a reset point. And because the look of the death process is changing, I didn't have to be in the illusion of my avatar dying in order to do this. So how is it going to look and work? That's just something I am struggling to receive for myself as well, because this is something that I am clinging to, and it's been a point of tension for me that's been surfacing. What I am receiving about it is to let it go as to how it's going to look. Let it go as to how it's going to look. And then that leaves it open. And then also, and this is a reminder that I get through Julie as well too, is this way the ego can't do anything with it. So let it go and just let it happen. my stomach just got tickled. The way it seems and feels right now with what I'm feeling like it's I'm asking for help with my words because it's more of a visual that I'm getting and it's kind of hard to put into words what I'm seeing. So it's like I'm seeing myself as this avatar, and as I'm doing this mental cleanup and allowing more and more of what shines through, it's like the avatar becomes lighter and lighter and lighter and more translucent until it just doesn't even exist. At the same time, and this is where it's contradictory, we can still play with the illusion of the physical if we want, but without the illusion of limitation and the illusion of separation and attack and all this stuff. Basically, unity, love, peace, and the oneness, God, source. Because we are spirit right now, playing with the illusion of the physical, but we're also playing with the ego. And the physical is technically the ego as well. And again, this is where it's contradictory, and I don't quite understand how it works. But with that being said, like, I know spirit, as I've said in other live streams, the spirit, I personally know people and I've heard stories where spirit has been as solid as you and me. But it's very loving, and it's not limited and whatnot. So how exactly is it going to look and work? I'm not really receiving that. I'm getting visuals of how it's potentially going to look and work, and I can see how, because the more we let go of what isn't real, the illusion does melt away. And so and that's just it, because right now the illusion of the death process is just it's just the letting go of what isn't real. And because we're clinging to so much ego and clinging to the illusion of death, it makes it look like the avatar dies, and it can even feel like we're dying. But the more we remember that death isn't real and we're not these bodies, and there is no death and whatnot, that also melts away. So I know that might not be the most satisfactory answer. Like I said, I struggle to receive for myself on this, because I'm in the illusion of tension when it comes to this, because I've been questioning about what's happening. But that is what I receive about it right now, and I hope that helps. But I know a big one is let go of expectations on it, let go of how it's going to look. Just, keep doing the mental cleanup on how you feel about it, because that's the really important thing, and let it flow. So I hope that's satisfactory enough. So Julie says, still here, go you. So happy to see you doing this. Aw, thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. I love you. It's yeah, I was definitely getting the prompt to go live. And like I said, for anyone tuning in now, if I like hang up immediately or like end this, it's because I'm waiting for someone to come and fix my ceiling. So as soon as they get to the door, I gotta go. So if I'm in the middle of a reading or saying something or whatnot, I apologize if I just cut it off, but I will need to go with that. But thank you. I did get the prompt, and I wasn't going to, but the urge got strong enough, and I was like, fine, I'll just go with it. Plus it's helping kill time, and I'm not playing Mario Kart for 8 hours today. Monday killed my hands. I played Mario Kart all day waiting for someone to show up, and I can't do that today. Plus I'm getting bored, so I was like, I want to talk with people, so here we go. And this is helping me with like practicing and training myself. So Karen says, he popped in, can you say howdy to that beautiful soul? Yeah, so it's immediately I heard howdy do, but that's been popping in because of like Modern Family, Phil saying that. So I feel like he kind of like took that from my memory bank and is playing around with that. But then I'm also feeling the laughter. Sorry, hang on. Excuse me. I'm also feeling laughter with that too. Because you had said, can you say howdy to that beautiful soul? So there's laughter there too, because and it's very loving. It's not in any kind of mean way, but we find it funny because he's like, well, of course I know that you said hi. I'm right here listening to you, and I am you, and I'm right with you. So there's that reminder there that like he's urging you, like, talk with me anytime. I'm always there with you. You want to talk to me, and you can hear me too. So he's definitely encouraging you to talk with him, and then sit there and let yourself listen. And that's just it. So now there's that reminder there as well for everybody. Everyone can channel. We all have the same shared abilities. Just remember, if you're channeling and it's not loving, there's some resistance kicking in. Hang on. If it's not loving, if it's not peaceful, if it's not one, if it's not non-judgmental, if it's going into conspiracy theories and evil and demons and all that stuff, it's not real. It's not spirit speaking. It's not our true self. it's a surfacing of our own shadow, illusion, ego, false evidence appearing real, and it's opportunity to again face, embrace, feel it, and then do the mental cleanup on it. You can even do visuals, like if you're getting visuals of something that might look scary, like I said before, I'll like kiss them on the nose and then like in whatever form put them into the light and recognize like I am you and I'm making you up and I love you and you're not even real. And so it's if you're channeling and if it's not loving and peaceful and oneness, remember it's not real, and it's opportunity to do that mental cleanup. This is a really, really, really important one. And again, this is where the look of mediumship is changing. There's a lot of mediums, and again, we're not to judge, and it's a reflection of my stuff, and I recognize that. It's just there are still a lot of mediums out there that will channel what they call spirit, and spirit's indulging in conspiracy theories, and they're talking about demons and attack and all this stuff, and spirit might say within the illusion this is how things can play out, but remember it's an illusion, it's not real, and it's this stuff that I'm talking about here. Spirit's always going to give these reminders with that other stuff. Spirit's here to help us through and out of illusion, not to keep indulging in it. So that's a really important reminder that's being surfaced with this stuff as well. So let's see here. Excuse me. So Assie is saying, yay, wonderful to see her doing this. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Then Assie then also says, can I have a reading, please, if it's not too much to ask? Of course, it's not too much to ask. So with Assie, I'm seeing, and again, this can apply to everybody. Just focusing in on Assie and that character, I'm seeing spirit like it's nothing, it's just the general oneness, and I'm just like seeing like applause and cheering and celebration. So and the feeling that comes with that is you have been doing like work on yourself, and my hands being right here, it's being touched as I'm saying this, so there's something with this, what I'm saying then, that you have been working on yourself and you are allowing more of what's here, and there's just so much excitement and joy over the fact that you are doing this and you're allowing this connection, and I'm like hear seeing like our sister, she sees us and she's letting us through, finally, our sister, we love you. So, and again, it's we're not just brothers and sisters, we're one, and like we're beyond the gender roles, and we're always together and we're always home, but within the illusion of the fact that with the fact that we're playing with the illusion that we're separate and that we're in this dream. There's a lot of joy and whatnot with this whole aspect of where you're working on yourself and allowing more of this through. And again, just that message of keep going. So that keeps popping up, but it's popping up for a reason. So I hope that's making sense and resonating. And then Karen says, love, Chester, soul, and energy. Yeah, he's very sweet. He was one of the, actually, he was, him and Kurt Cobain popped in for me together when I first hit my awakening. I had different spirits, different spirits, we're all one, but different character spirits pop in chunks within when I first hit my awakening. So it was like Eric, Robin, Marilyn, and Maitland, like they came in together, and then it was like Chester and Kurt Cobain, and then Princess Diana and John F. Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe came in with them. And then, oh my God, I'm getting Andre the Giant. I was getting him mixed up with, I can't remember what the actor's name is, but he played Hurley in Lost. I was getting those two mixed up, but that actor's been surfacing for me. But Andre the Giant kicked in. He kicked in on his own. There's different ones. So I have these different like groups of spirits that kind of kicked in on their own and together, and it was all kind of like right as I hit my awakening. And I almost want to say it was all within the same day, like it was just kind of like one after the other. So that was kind of cool. So Chester's been, I mean, they've always been with always, but the character of Chester's been surfaced, and I've allowed him through since the beginning of my awakening. I just push away what's one spirit team versus another, and what's one spirit versus another, but I tend to push my spirit team away because I get like shy and starstruck, but then also like insecure about myself. And again, I know it's silly, I know we're all one and I'm not the body in these characters, but it's stuff I'm working on. So Timoth says, it almost sounds similar to the Christian idea of Yeshua dying on the cross and being risen from his tomb 3 days later. He still had a physical body and appeared to his disciples as solid. And that's beautiful, Timoth. That is, so again, all versions are playing out. There's different versions where he just like popped into a bunch of sparkles and ascended, he didn't even have to go through the cross situation. Like all versions are playing out, but yes, that's the point of what his role is to help remind us that we are him, and this is what we can do. We can be here in this, even physically solid, without the illusion of limitation and suffering and pain and attack, that we are not just the sons and daughters of God, but we are God playing pretend with ourselves, you know. So absolutely, that was the point of him doing this, is to show us this is what you are. We are, death is not real. We transcend. What we truly are transcends all of that illusion. It's beyond all of that. The illusion doesn't actually exist. And that's why he played it out that way, or and rather we allowed ourselves to play out as him in that way. So absolutely, that's a beautiful point. Thank you for sharing that. Karen says, he's making me feel warm like a current. Well, Mr. Chest, you've said it now. Consider me a new best friend. That's beautiful. And actually, I appreciate that you sharing that, because for me, that is often, that's how I feel spirit too. Spirit has, like, because when I've expressed it, I've heard people go, well, I thought spirit's supposed to feel cold. Spirit can feel however we allow it to feel, but for me, spirit always feels very warm. Very warm, and it always feels amazing when I'm being held by spirit. And it's in ways like, yes, it can feel like physical solid touches that we're used to as humans. At the same time, it very often, it's beyond a physical human solid touch. It's very energetic feeling, but even with the energy, it can still feel solid, and it always feels so good. If I'm experiencing something, like I remember the one time Eric, I was talking with Julie on the phone, and Eric had started, he was like working on my heart chakra. It's all metaphorical anyway, but he was working on and I realized, I didn't even click in until about 5 minutes later. I'd been sitting there as we're talking, and I'd been doing this, and I looked and my chest is like red. I'm like, oh my God, I've been resisting his touch because my chest had been itchy, and I've been sitting there scratching it. And I realized because he was touching my chest, my heart chakra area, and I was resisting his touch. We were talking about, I think Julie and I were live talking about this. I don't think it was Julie's live on her own. I think the last time her and I were live, we talked about how, unless it was her personal life, doesn't matter. We were just talking about how all pain and fear comes from resistance of what is. So yes, if spirit touches me, sometimes it can be itchy, and whatnot. Usually, it doesn't usually come through as pain unless I'm getting like the illusion of like a shot for an upgrade. But other than that, it'll come through as itchy, but that is just my resistance. Spirit always feels amazing when they touch me, and it's always warm, and it's beautiful. So that's really beautiful, and I'm happy for you that you're experiencing that. So Timoth says, Yeshua also shows his wounds from him on the cross. Yes, actually, I have, there's a friend that I have. I'm not going to name a name. I hope that she's okay that I'm sharing this. I feel like she would be, particularly if I'm not sharing her name. And I mean, I feel like this is something she said that she wants to share publicly anyway, but I have a friend that had expressed to me that she was going through something with spirit and whatnot, and she was in a visual of Yeshua, and his face was just covered in blood, and it was kind of scaring her. But then the moment she said, hang on, no, I don't need a savior, there is no savior, it cleared up, and he was clear, and it went away. And it's because he's not a savior over us, he's a reminder that of what we truly actually are. And so him showing the wounds, I'm asking him about him showing the wounds from the cross. So first of all, immediately we see what we want to see. So if we're seeing wounds and it's looking painful and it looks like attack, then again, it's something that we're choosing to see. And then there's also that layer of him showing the wounds, but then showing that like it doesn't affect him. The wounds are nothing. It's nothing. And again, it's kind of a metaphorical way of showing like he's beyond, not just he, but we are beyond this illusion of pain, wound, attack, and all that. So it's a little bit of a dual layered thing, and I hope that resonates and makes sense. Julie said she's got to go, but loving your flow. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. I'm really happy that you popped in. That makes me happy. Thank you. AD says, hey girl, haven't seen you in a long time. Are you still channeling Eric? If so, is there a message I can get from him or your guides, please? Greetings from Switzerland. Thank you so much for that. And welcome. And I hope Switzerland is doing beautifully for you. Words awkward. Anyway. I do still channel Eric. He's, again, what's one guide versus another, but in my illusion of restrictions and separation and whatnot and hierarchy, him and Robin Williams are my two main spirit guides. Let's see a message. Hang on. Again, I want to take a sip of water, so just bear with me. Every time I go to tune in deeper, I'm like, I need a sip of water first. I just heard Eric, it's okay, babe, you're just letting through the natural flow. Well, thank you. Metaphor of more of the natural flow. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little distracted too because the people above me, they're making a bunch of noise again right now, and it just started, so that's kicking in, so that's distracting me a bit, so just bear with me. It might take me a moment. Okay, so now with you, for you, I'm now seeing, I just got a visual of a field with a bunch of wildflowers, like different colorful wildflowers. And I'm getting the prompts to guide you for you to, well, the guidance that I'm receiving for you, thank you, is for you to utilize this visual to, when you have space and whatnot, to lay there and put yourself in the visual of a beautiful open field with like a meadow with like these beautiful wildflowers, and I can see like a forest surrounding it, and the sky is big and blue and with some white puffy clouds, and it's just a really beautiful warm setting, and there's the invitation for you to put yourself in that visual and focus in on, so do it with the intention of connecting with whoever you want to connect with, whether it's Eric or some other character, your God, or like our actual God, our true self, which we're all one with. Do it with the intention of connecting with that, but then don't hyper focus in on it, just let it flow. So I'll use myself as an example to help explain. So when I do this, like my visual is like a beach setting, so I'll walk along, like I'll visualize myself walking on the beach, and then I'll stand in the sand at the water, and I'll focus in on, so I'll go within with the intention of connecting with, like I'll use Eric as an example. I'll go in with the intention of connecting with Eric, but I'll stop focusing in on him, and I just focus in on the sand and what it looks and feels like, and what the water looks and feels like, and what the sky is like, and then I'll sit down and I'll just play with the wet sand in my hands, and then all of a sudden, that's usually when at some point Eric pops in. He'll sit beside me, he'll put his arm around me, or he'll drive like a toy into my back or something. He'll all of a sudden kick in, but it's without my actual trying. And that is when, like, any visual, even if we make the visual, it's still like we're still allowing. But this for me is just really cool because it's just flowing through without my actually like focusing in on him and trying. It's like, oh hi, you're here, and I'll and then in those moments I can also physically feel him touching me in this as well. Like, it's happening there, but it's also happening here. So there's that invitation for you to do that. It's like you're ready for it. You might have already been doing this, and if so, like, expand on it. And again, and my side's getting tickles. I'm saying this again, just so much love and support for you with that. But there's definitely that feeling of that prompt of go ahead and do this, because they really want you. Our true self really wants you to do this, so you can do that one-on-one connection yourself, because that's the whole point, is to allow this through yourself. And it's just going to be, I can feel how it's just going to be really beautiful and loving, and it's going to just bring you so much joy, and it's just going to, and then you're going to want to do it more and more. It's just going to expand and get stronger, and it's going to start, shining through here. So that's what I'm receiving for you with that. So I hope that also makes sense and resonates. Excuse me. So then Assy says, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Karen says, Chester sometimes puts his face in my head. Oh, that's beautiful. So you sometimes get visuals of Chester. That's beautiful. Now, just remember, there's that reminder there too. That's you allowing him. So you've allowed him to put his face in your head, and then you are him. So that's really cool, and I'm happy for you that you're allowing that. That's really beautiful. I'm happy for you. So then Ria says, may I get a message from my mother, Josephina? She'll have chemo anytime soon. I hope everything turns out well, and a message from you, please. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, I'm going to do my take a sip of water. I might have to step away for a second because I kind of feel, actually, give me a second. I am going to come back to that. It just hit me. I really need to go to the bathroom. I need to pee. So I'm just going to, hang on. Let's see what happens when I, bear with me. If for some reason I disappear, I'll be right back. Just bear with me. Okay, so I'm still live, show live video. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera off for a second just while I go to the bathroom, and I will be right back. And then, Ria, I'm going to answer your question. We'll continue, but I do have to do this, so I'm going to do that really quickly. I will be right back. Just give me a moment. Talks amongst yourself. Talks amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Think of questions. Think of topics. I will be right back in a minute. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to turn my camera off while I do this. I'll be right back. I'm coming back if you can hear me. I'm here. Just bear with me. I'm still here. Hi. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you. It's actually kind of funny as I was receiving, I was like, oh, well, sorry, fixing this and a bit distracted with what I'm trying to say. So it was kind of funny because I got the hit then of how my needing to go to the bathroom peaked as I got to Ria's question here, which is like a root chakra release, which again is all metaphor. But still there's like a root chakra release that's going on. I apologize. Just bear with me for a minute, trying to get my phone. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to get my phone back in position here. I really need to remember this tomorrow. I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow, and I need to see what they're like. The dollar store has little like stands for cell phones for doing this, like tripods, and I really need to get myself one because I cannot keep doing this. Stay. We'll see how that lasts. Okay, so like I was saying, root chakra release. Damn it. Sorry. Root chakra release with Ria's question, which I know, like, again, there's no such thing as coincidences. So stay. Please stay. Okay, hang on a second. Let me try something else here that might be a bit more stable to keep it holding up. Okay. Please stay. Okay, I think that's a bit more stable. Okay, so I just want to reread. So may I get a message for my mother, Josephina? This is Ria. May I get a message for my mother, Josephina? She'll have chemo anytime soon. I hope everything turns out well. Well, first of all, my heart's with you, with your mom. I know that this stuff's illusion. Within the illusion, those stuff can be scary. So my heart's with you on that. And again, I know that I was getting the message or the knowing, whatever word works, with the fact that, like I said, it peaked that I needed to go to the bathroom right then, and which is I can see that that's a metaphor of like a root chakra release, which, the root chakra can represent things like what we're talking about right now. So there's a release of illusion when it comes to that. So a message for your mother, Josephina. So I'm seeing it's coming through as male looking, but that's just because that's the form that I'm allowing it. So it's what I'm seeing is basically God, our true self. It's looking like male because that's how I allow myself to at times see and experience God, which is as male. That's just my illusion past of Christianity, being brought up Christian, Catholic being kicked in. I acknowledge God is not male or female. It's both and neither. With that being said, so I'm seeing this male ethereal light figure, and it's just holding her from behind. It's got these big masculine protective arms around her. It's making me want to cry because it's really beautiful and really loving. And and again, this is going for everybody, but focusing in on your mom, just being see, I want to use the word fucking held because it's so strong, just being so held and carried through this, so loved. I don't, again, you can tell me if this makes sense or is resonating or if I'm completely wrong in this, but I feel like is there maybe a space where she's expressed that she feels a loved one around her, or loved ones that are in the illusion of transition, maybe like a mother or a grandmother. It feels like a mother or grandmother that, I mean, all is with her, but from what she might be sensing, that she might be sensing, and there's that confirmation if that's the case, like absolutely, and trust herself with that. Um, and I'm hearing, and I've received this as well when it comes to my process and in my illusion journey is this, but I'm hearing every step of the way. So that reminder there that it's making me want to cry again because it's just really beautiful and it's so loving. um she's never alone, and her spirit team, God, source, our true self, all is with her always and through every step of this, every step. So even in those moments, sorry, it's not a bad cry, it's just emotional and it's beautiful, and it's just in those moments with going through chemo or any tension over what she's going through, just that reminder of that she's not alone and she's being carried through it. And then there's that gentle reminder too that it is a dream that we're making up. So just that reminder of it's okay, because even if it looks and feels real, and even if it looks and feels like it's in the illusion of painful, just remember it's a dream. You're dreaming. Like when you're asleep and you wake up in this and you were having a dream and you wake up and you go, oh, it was just a dream. It wasn't real. That's the same thing as this. It's just a dream. It's actually really cool in a sense because this is the most lucid, high-tech dream that we've ever experienced, but also it's not even actually happening. We're home now. Um so and if she's able to, there is a guidance there. If she's able to get herself into a mindset of even looking at this as playful, that the ego is not necessarily going to like it and it might struggle with that, but if she can get herself to look at this as playful, look at all of this like a game, that can help as well too. And then I'm getting that reminder of mind over matter. Remember, it's mind over matter because the matter doesn't even actually exist, which is why, things like the placebo effect works. The placebo effect is a thing because it's all coming from perception. So there's that gentle reminder too, with that. But and then just for her to say and do what feels right for her when it comes to connecting with spirit, God, or true self, what's actually here. If she feels like the prompt to say a prayer, that's okay. If I don't know if she's actually religious or not, so I don't know if this is going to make sense, but if for some reason I'm seeing her holding a rosary, or I mean it could be flashing into like beads of crystal, but and it's not that it's actually a religious thing. It's not the point that it's religious. It's not the point that if it's crystals that the crystals have actual power. We give the crystals power and meaning, and religious stuff is all metaphorical. It's the metaphorical point of the support that's there. My side's getting tickles. I'm saying that the support that's there, and if these physical totems or talismans or objects or whatever can help her feel more connected, she can utilize that too. So it's just there's so much support and so much love, and she's not alone. You're not alone. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense and resonates, and that's what you were kind of looking for. If not, I apologize, but thank you for asking that. I appreciate it. Oh, and a message for you as well, and that's just it too, because even with you, there was that whole like love and support, like all of this applies to you as well. And then with you as well, I'm feeling laughter, and I'm seeing like the top of your head being stroked, and like just it's like I'm just seeing like the white light in and around your head. So again, that's just, and the feeling that's coming with that is just you're allowing more and more of what is actually real through like the crown chakra, the representation, the metaphorical representation of, you know, the full divine wisdom that we actually are. And like, so I'm seeing like that's the representation of you allowing more of that, allowing more of that through. And again, the joy with that. And I'm seeing there's a thing with flowers today. I'm seeing you being handed, I'm hearing rose, and it's looking like a red rose. Um, I don't know if you like this song, but the song that they're playing, but they're switching the lyrics up a little bit is, you know, the song Red Red Wine, but instead of that I'm hearing Red Red Rose. I can't sing, but it's like instead of Red Red Wine, it's like Red Red Rose. So I don't know if that's gonna resonate. If there's a thing for you with that, that would make sense that they're playing around with you with that. But they're definitely doing a little bit of a playfulness with that as well. And then now I'm hearing that now it's going back into sorry, my side just got tickled, so that's physical confirmation on what I'm receiving for you. And then it just went back into that compassionate, calm, quiet neutrality going. And remember though, we're here too for you. Like lean on us, talk with us, surrender to us with anything, but also when it comes to what's happening with your mom. And it's like, you know this, but there's that reminder there. Keep leaning on us, keep talking to us. My knee just got stroked. Keep leaning on us, keep talking to us. We're here with you, we're supporting you always. You got this. And then that reminder of your mom also is always there with you, even if you guys, even in the physical right now, if you guys aren't even in the same building, she is right there with you. Everyone who we're in the illusion within the physical, they're right here with us. There's a character in this life that I love dearly, but our characters cannot actively be friends right now. But I have heard her speak to me, and I felt her hold my hand, even though we're living in different parts of the city, you know. So that the reminder there, if she's there with you always, just as everyone is. So I hope that resonates and makes sense and whatnot. And thank you again for asking. I appreciate that. And then AD says here, thank you so much. Love and light to you and everyone here. Love and light to you too. By the way, my upstairs neighbor's kids run around and my roommates sometimes get angry. You're accurate. Well, that's good. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And yes, it's definitely an illusion that I'm in the illusion of struggling with myself as well. So I appreciate that too, because there's the one-mindedness kicking in and the oneness, you know, the upstairs being loud and noisy. But I can also see how that's a reflection of my resistance to truth, but the upstairs home, especially the number of the apartment above me is just in a complete synchronicity with home and God and source. It's really funny. Again, we give numbers meaning and power and whatnot, but there is, and I can just see it is a reflection of where I'm placing my fear on home, God, our true self. And it is something I'm working on. And then that right there, like I said, that's more point proof to me that we're one and whatnot. So thank you for sharing that. And then Karen says, thank you. I don't know how to talk with him if he wants to talk, but his energy face is welcome. You're very welcome. And that is one way of communicating, talking with him is, you know, just receiving the visual from him. So how do you talk to him? Talk to him like you're talking to anyone. Talk to him like he's your best friend. Talk to him like he's right there with you. Just sit there. So I'll often, for myself, like I'll sit here, I'm sitting here cross-legged and I'll keep my hands open like this on the top of my knees. I don't have to, but it's just force of habit. And I'll just, I mean, I have nothing else to do. I don't, in the illusion of like societal norms, I don't have a life. All I've got is me, myself, and I in my apartment and spirit and working on myself, and that's it. So I'm constantly just talking to Eric, spirit, God, our true self, constantly. So talk to them like you're talking to another person. And then let yourself, so if you're wanting to hear a response or receive a response, so try to let go of the form the response is going to come in. I struggle with that because I want to be able to hear in my avatar's ears and I want to see with my avatar's eyes, but I'm working on letting that go. So remember, the answer, the response can come through in any form. You might hear something in your ears. You might hear something in your head. You might see something outside of yourself. You might get a visual inside your head. Music, you might hear something through music or something, a synchronicity with a show that you happen to watch, or lights flickering, or something moving, or someone says something to you, or anything, or like the clouds making a formation in the sky, or just anything. Literally, it can come through in any form. So working on letting go of the expectation of what form it comes through. Now, with that being said, I know we're talking a bit more on that direct one-on-one back and forth communicate, not one-on-one, but the back and forth communication. So with that being said, there's the reminder there that first of all, in the truth of what we are, there is no back and forth. I've tapped into it very briefly once. It was for a split second, but I knew it was I tapped into the truth of what we are, and it really was, again, it was Julia I was talking to on the phone, and I didn't need her or anybody to say anything to me in any way because I already knew everything. It was just a matter of being together in the love that we actually are. So there's that reminder there is no need for a back and forth. However, so if you're wanting to have this back and forth, try to let go of the expectations of how it's going to come through. However you can, do it where you're having a quote unquote back and forth. And so like I said, sit there or lay there or whatever, just let yourself breathe, relax, speak to them, and just listen, let yourself just be, focus on your breathing, try to get yourself into kind of a blanked out hypnotic space, and just let yourself feel, receive, hear, and just practice. Like at first I remember when I first hit my way, I mean, I've been quote unquote channeling spirit. We're always channeling, but I've been channeling spirit since I was a baby. I've told since I was like 2 years old. I've told my parents that I was seeing spirit. I have felt things like physically spirit touching me since I was little. I just didn't click in that that's what I was doing until my awakening. Now, when I first hit my awakening, spirit's gotten a hell of a lot physically stronger over in the illusion of the past 5 years or so. That being said, so when I first hit my awakening, their physical touches were subtle. Now they're very strong and they're getting stronger. And with the communications I receive. So even if you're sitting there, like, just practice as much as you can, even if it's only once a month, that's okay too. But practice as much as you can, just sitting there, speaking to spirit, and then just like close your eyes if you need to, and just let yourself sit there and breathe and let yourself feel. And eventually it will start coming online. It's like, excuse me, it's like working a muscle, and it just takes practice, and eventually you do build it up. So, that's my advice on that. And remember to, I know I said this earlier, but remember to, if it's not loving, it's not real. If it's not loving, peaceful, oneness, it's not real. It's opportunity to do the mental cleanup. So if you're receiving something, if you're in a space where you're like communicating with spirit or true self, God, whatever, and it's not feeling good, and if it's scary, it's not real, let yourself feel it, embrace it, but then do the mental cleanup and whatnot, surrender it, because it's not actually spirit. This is a really big one. Even people who claim that it's multiple people that have experienced the same quote unquote demon. Remember, we're one mind, and we are really stubborn on clinging onto the ego illusion, and it can look and feel real, but it's not. So there's that reminder there. So sister and mom. So sister and mom both. So that's why I was that's maybe why I was saying sister and mom. Interesting. Thank you for confirming that. I appreciate it. Thank you. If I'm getting that right, that you're confirming that. Thank you. Then Jazz says, can you get a message from the Greek gods for me, please? I felt called. Thank you, girl. No problem. So first of all, it's kind of interesting that you're bringing that up, because I've been like kind of questioning, like, what are the different gods saying? Because there's only God, and these are all characters that we're making up, and there is no past. So it's kind of funny that you're asking about that, because that's been a bit surfaced for me lately. So again, for me, that's the one-mindedness. So again, I'm feeling the laughter, and there's definitely, so there's a playfulness there of them. They're basically going, what, we're not God, we're not the God, what? But then it's again, it's playful, because it's the acknowledgement we are all God, but it's that playfulness of like, because in the illusion of people looking at these gods as God, and they've worshipped these gods as God, but it's the characters that they've been worshiping. They haven't been seeing past the characters, seeing that it is God. So there's that playfulness right there with that. And I'm seeing them, it's like I'm seeing them dancing around, and again, it's in joy, and it's like, our sister, she sees us. So it's just a lot of joy with the connection with you. And again, I'm just seeing, it's almost like they're blowing a kiss to you and just giving you so much love, and they're just saying, remember, we love you so much. What'd you guys just say? Sorry, for some reason I received something and then I blocked it out. Can you, like, I'm asking for them to give it to me again. So it's we love you so much. And then there's that feeling of like, yes, embracing them, but then also there's that level of, and again, these are reminders for myself too. I need to work on this when it comes to the characters that I'm working with. There's that reminder of also let them go as well, as in embrace the fact that you are playing with these characters as these gods, but then also remember that they're just characters that you're making up, and allowing yourself, that your energy that you're one with, to play as it's playing, and it's all God and it's all you. um so that's, there's that reminder there. And again, the whole message, this keeps coming up, but I know it's important. It's just that whole reminder again of, you got this, and to trust yourself. um and then again, if I'm trusting what I'm receiving, there's an aspect where I'm receiving them saying, you're remembering more of your illusioned pasts or parallel lives. But also there's that reminder there to also keep working on letting those go, because remembering all versions are playing out, yet none of it's actually happening. And it's not like it's a bunch of different separate souls. We are just one soul. We are God, imagining that we're these different separate souls. So there's that reminder there for you as well. And then I just got a visual of them like braiding your hair and like playing with your hair and whatnot. So then there's that aspect too, where there's that invitation to like let yourself be taken care of. Let them play with your hair, and let them massage you, and let them hold you, and let them take care of you. And they're not just your spirit team, but they're you. And they're there to take care of you, and to love you, and to guide you, and to remind you that the love is what's real, and the peace, the unity, and the oneness, and God is what's real. And to like let them love on you. um yeah, I'm just seeing you being held, just being held, and it's just so much love. um so I hope that resonates and makes sense. And thank you for asking. um and my stomach side just got tickled. Then Karen said, ah, so exciting, tickled. Thank you. Karen says, Chantal, are you on TikTok and Instagram? I am on TikTok and Instagram. I don't go on them very often. I don't post very often. I struggle with those two. I don't really know much what to do with TikTok, and even with Instagram. I just don't. I know how to utilize it, but only to a certain extent. Like I know to like I haven't really found a way for myself to incorporate Instagram and TikTok into what I'm doing on a more regular basis. So I am on those. Feel free, if you want, feel free to follow me on them. I do feel like eventually they are platforms, particularly Instagram, where I will eventually post more. I just struggle with that stuff right now. I'm usually focused on Facebook and YouTube. So again, if I'm not mistaken, my names on there is Channeling by Chantal. Um, Tally Girl might, like Tally, and then Girl might possibly, but I'm pretty sure it's Channeling by Chantal on those as well. So thank you for asking that. And then Timoth says, and then again, I'll put the links are in the description. I don't think my Instagram link necessarily works, but my name should be in the link anyway. And so if you look my name up, you should be able to find me. And then Timoth says, I've noticed that when you go on a trip or visit someone and you look back afterward, it could feel like it was all a dream, even though it looked and felt real. That is really cool. I love that you're saying that, because that's actually something that I've noticed my whole life. And I've actually also, again, the one-mindedness, because I thought about this very recently, I think just in this past few days, past week as well, about how I think about things that I've done, like you said, like going on trips or vacations or hanging out with friends or whatever, or even what I just did earlier today, like when I had my lunch. I think about it, like, it doesn't even feel like it actually happened. Like you said, it feels like a dream. It doesn't even feel like it happened. Like you're thinking about, like, did that really happen? Like, because it looked and feels real, but in this now it doesn't. And that's the point. It didn't actually happen. There is no past. It didn't actually happen. We're not actually here to experience this. It's just a dream. There's only now, and it didn't actually happen. If it's loving and peaceful, yes, that's real, but we're not actually here doing this. So that's a really cool point, and that's something that's been surfaced for me too. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. Hi, Kiwi. How are you? So Kiwi's asking, what do I need to know from my loved ones on the other side? So with that, let me just take another sip of water again. um, all right. So, what do you need to know from your loved ones on the other side? So there's the gentle reminder that, and again, I know I'm probably going to probably sound like a broken record, but it is an important reminder, a gentle reminder that there is no other side. Um, it's where we actually are. We haven't. so, and I know that so the reminder in general and for myself, but then also this is part of answering your question here. Um, so there's that reminder too that, so we're not spirit that has projected ourselves into a body. We didn't go into a body. I'm not inside this body, inside this dream right now. I'm home now, and I'm imagining this body and this dream inside of myself. So there's that reminder, real reality is where we actually are. It's not that there's another side. It's just we're pretending, we're imagining inside ourselves that there's something different. So there's that reminder. And so with that, I'm receiving for you, keep working on anchoring onto that. Particularly, again, so the feeling that I'm getting, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the feeling that I'm getting is right now it feels like you're doing decent, but it also feels like you've gone through a wave, and or that you're like kind of in the middle or in between a wave. It's like it feels like you're in a calm space, but you're kind of surrounded by a wave in a sense. And again, if I'm wrong, I apologize, and let me know. But there's that reminder of try to keep anchoring onto that when you're in when a wave surfaces. Anchor onto the fact that you are home now, and the wave is not real. And again, you're so loved and you're so supported, and there's that aspect too. Again, the reminder of, we see the world, the illusion that we choose to see. And I don't know if it feels like, and again, if I'm wrong in saying this, I apologize. But it feels like almost there's, even if it's subtle, there's a layer of fear that might surface in you when that's brought up, about how we're choosing, everything that we're seeing is coming from within, and we're choosing what we want to see. And because if we get thinking about, it's all coming from my mind, and I'm not in control of my mind, and it can start to spin and feel scary and whatnot. And it's just that whole matter of like, again, breathe, it's okay. And I get this quote from Julie, through Julie from Spirit a lot. That's what a day is for, though, is to remember that it is okay, it is just a dream. And the more we do this mental cleanup, and the more we surrender, allow thy will, what is real, to take over, that is the real control. And it is all good, and you're so supported. And again, you can tell me if this resonates or not. I just saw like an Olympic gold medal. And it's like you wearing an Olympic gold medal. And so first of all, it's like that whole metaphor, like it's not that, you're a winner above everybody else, so that everyone can apply this, but focusing on you, it's the gold, like you're taking home the gold, you're golden, it's gold, like you're good. You're always a winner, you can't not be. And you are good, like even if you're in a space of questioning if things are okay, my stomach's just got tickled. If you're in a space of questioning if things are actually going to be okay, and if it is working out for you, you're golden, you got the gold, it's okay, you're good. So, and then there might be, I feel like there possibly is another reason why that the gold medal is popping up, and that's more something that you like. I kind of feel like you're going to be like, well, that makes sense why the gold medal is popping up. And again, if I'm wrong in saying that, I apologize, but I'm getting poked, so I gotta trust that there's something there, even if it's not obvious in this now for either of us. So there's that. And then specifically with loved ones, just that reminder of we're there with you. We're there with you. And I'm just seeing you being hugged and held, and, you're getting kisses on your face and your head. And again, and then that whole, like, let us through. I'm getting from, Horton Hears a Who, we are here. So they're right there. And the more you do, mental cleanup and surrender and allow, the more you are going to let loved ones shine through. And just that reminder of you are never alone. And again, keep going. I swear to God, everyone is just going to keep going. So again, I hope all that resonates and makes sense. And thank you again for asking. And then, so Jazz says, gave me clarity. Good. I'm glad it gave you clarity. And Ria, thank you for the hearts. And then Karen, blessed be, thank you. You're so welcome. I appreciate you and that info. I have major self-doubt, and I'm going through a spiritual remembering. Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad that, I'm assuming, because from what you're saying, that it's helpful and it's resonating and whatnot. So, and I get that. I get the whole being in the illusion of self-doubt and questioning things. And I mean, I struggle with this even with everything I'm saying. I'm like, keep trusting myself on what I'm receiving, and keep trusting the process, and, whatnot. So it is a thing about trusting ourselves is definitely something to learn in this. But we are getting there. And, no, just like I said, keep going. You got this. And then Assie's saying, keep on swimming, keep on swimming, just keep swimming. It's actually funny that you're doing that, because I just started watching. I did put on Finding Nemo the other night, but then I switched because I wanted something in the background to fall asleep to. But for some reason, I think what happened was I started watching Finding Nemo, and I was like, no, I want like an actual like ocean documentary to put on in the background. Um, but Finding Nemo's been surfacing again, and I've been having the urge to watch Finding Nemo again. So it's funny because I'm just like, you're like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do we do? We swim, swim, swim. Oh, 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 oh. So that's kind of funny that you brought that up. And that's just it. Just keep swimming, just keep going with the flow. With Julie's live earlier, they were bringing up about how this is just a dream. And I literally went to start typing out, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I started to type that out, and Julie goes, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. I'm like, well, there we go. So that was really cool. So yeah, just keep swimming, just keep going with the flow, keep trusting the process, learning to dance with the storms, and embracing them and facing them, but then doing the work on it. Absolutely. Karen says, you are awesome, your energy is beautiful. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I quote unquote needed that. I know, again, I'm about to sound very contradictory. I understand that. But so I know I'm not the body. I know I'm not this character. I know there is no past. I know I've never done wrong. I know all this stuff. I know I can't get it wrong. I know I can't fuck up. I know all of that. With that being said, I very much still am in the illusion of struggle pretty much every day. I know there's only now, but every day I go through at least a wave at least once, if not all day, where I'm struggling with, I mean, it's not necessarily all day every day, but I have days where it can be all day, where I'm sitting here with the illusion of struggling with, I'm pointless, no one gives a shit about what I have to say, because so many times I post something and it gets ignored. The number of times I struggle with going live or making videos, because almost every time I go live or make a video, I lose a subscriber. I've lost friends and family, and I'm not kidding when I say I sit here with me, myself, and I every day. I've got one friend in person to hang out with. That's it. And then I've got Julie, and then I've got a couple other people that I could name that I talk to on a somewhat consistent basis and who are there for me. Other than that, I've got nobody. But that's the point. It's spirit that's always here, and it's the point to work on myself. So just yesterday, I was in, like, the past few days have been quote unquote bad for me, and just yesterday I made a post on my Facebook. It's only for my friends to see, but it's still out there, talking about how I feel pointless and hopeless, and all I want to do is transition out of this. And then I'll get in my head like over and over, and I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself. And I think of all these things I've said and done. And, but again, this is where I know it's contradictory. I know that none of that's real. I know it's an illusion gameplay. I know I'm not the character, and I know I'm indulging in ego lies, and it is stuff I'm working on. So with that being said, I really appreciate, Karen, you saying that I'm awesome, my energy is beautiful. I know we're all equally awesome. Our energy is all one, and it's all beautiful. With that being said, I really needed that right now. It's actually making me want to cry. I really appreciate that. It's been not just the past couple days, but like in the illusion of my entire life I've struggled, and then my awakening blew my life apart. My awakening blew my life apart. I technically know it's for a good reason, but I've been in the illusion of a lot of struggle. I know in the illusion there's a lot of people who are a lot more worse off than I am, and I'm very quote unquote lucky when it comes to certain aspects of my life. With that being said, my life did blow apart with my awakening. Again, I know it happened for a reason, but I am still in the illusion of struggle with where I'm at right now from my life blowing up, and I still have spaces where it looks like my life still blows up on me, and I'm just in this space of how much more can I lose? How much more alone can I be? How much more pointless can I get? But again, though, it's not actually that I'm pointless. It's not that I'm actually alone, and the blow-ups were tower moments. It was a letting go of things that needed to be removed in order to allow what is real. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And then as he said, here, not going anywhere, please keep on doing videos. You guys are going to make me cry. Sorry. Shit, and I know I don't need to say sorry for that. Um, I just really appreciate that too, because like I said, I struggle with going live and I struggle to make posts and struggle to make videos because I do have so much to say and share. And I know that I'm not saying I understand everything and how it all works. And I'm not saying I'm the only one that talks this way, but I do know that what I have to say and share is real and it's true and it's extremely helpful. I've learned hard lessons to get to the point where I'm at and to remember the things that I'm remembering and what I know is true. I've learned hard lessons. I've been in the illusion of hell and back, and I've seen what people can go through personally, and I was almost there myself, and I started tapping into certain things and hard lessons on understanding that this is a dream we're making up and everything external is literally coming from what we're choosing to cling to within. And so even my being upset about, being pointless and no one giving a shit and all that stuff, those are my reflections of where I'm clinging to ego lies about myself, and I'm just seeing that reflected back at me, and I recognize that. So just thank you, because like I said, I know the truth about this stuff, but I'm still struggling with the illusion of it. So just hearing that you guys, you guys are planning on sticking around and that you enjoy my videos and my posts and that they are helpful, I really do appreciate it. I know I need to anchor onto I'm doing this for myself because it is just me, but within the illusion, I really do appreciate it, and thank you. I really appreciate that, so thank you. And Karen says, you can have me as a friend. I'm a bit weird and goofy, but always from love. I love that. Well, I'm definitely open to friendship and, being weird and goofy. That's that's totally me too. I've shelled myself in from being goofy and silly a lot because again, I get insecure with the fact that spirit's right here watching me, which is so silly. I know I don't need to be like, there's no judgment and they want me to be silly and playful. I get that. I mean, fuck, like, look at Eric. Eric is totally like, he can be very calm and quiet, but he also, and then Robin too, both of them can be very calm and quiet, but they also can be on and very silly and goofy. And, so silliness and weirdness and goofiness, it's all part of being in that place of childlike playfulness and wonder and awe. And we are to embrace being in that space. So, no, I'm all for the goofiness and silliness and weirdness. I do love to be able to laugh and just be silly. And I'm trying to let myself be that again. So working on it. And Jess is here for you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you too. I'm like, can I do the heart thing? Don't do very well. And then Karen, you're finding your tribe. We are coming. Thank you. It's funny because I've had in my head from Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. So, and then I've also had other people tell me to, the stuff that I'm sharing. It's just the people who, I mean, some have obviously, like I'm talking with some of you that see and appreciate it and it resonates and whatnot. But he's saying a lot of the people that are going to really benefit from this and see and whatnot, what I'm sharing, they just haven't got there yet. They haven't hit that awakening point yet, but it's coming. So I appreciate that. Like, we're all one tribe and it's all one. But with that, I do appreciate that, just that reminder of like, it is coming, and regardless, it's still zooming out from that. It's still working on myself to be at peace, regardless of, even if nobody ever watched my stuff again or resonated with anything I ever said again, I should be okay with that, be at peace with that. I'm getting Bashar popping in right now, where he said he's talked through Daryl, like when people have talked about, the work that he's doing, and he's just like, I'm just doing this for the joy for myself. If you don't want to take it and listen to it and take my advice, I don't care. I love you unconditionally, but it doesn't affect me one way or the other. I'm doing this because of the joy of it. And that's what I'm working on, doing it just for the joy of it and being at peace. And these are reminders for myself. And if it's so, oh, I think I popped out there for a second. For some reason, I disconnected for a second. If for some reason it happens that one of my made up others, seems to benefit from it, then great. But at the same time, it's for me, and because there is only me. So it's something that I'm working on. And then Karen says, and Chester, he's a goofball. He is a goofball. He has, I won't repeat the words that he said, but he used his name with a rhyme with me when I first really started letting myself interact with him. And it was, in a way, it was a triggering thing in a certain way, but he did it. I know he said it like it was with love, and he said it to be playful and goofy, but also because he knew it would surface something for me so I could work on it. But yes, and that's a part of what we actually are too, is just this silliness and humor. We do have an amazing sense of humor. I mean, like Yeshua's kicking in. I've never really in my life, especially as an adult, like I can't even remember outside of channeling Yeshua. I honestly cannot remember ever using the words nailed it. And again, the ego might go off judging this, and that's fine. But again, Yeshua has an amazing sense of humor. And when I channel him, oftentimes he'll come through with nailed it, and he's fine, hilarious. Like it's just an amazing sense of humor. I just watched on Netflix the other day. I finally tried watching because it seemed from the trailer that it might be a little dark or whatever, but no, not at all. The show Boo Boo Bitch, so Boo comma Bitch, and essentially it's about a girl that has died, but she's an embodied spirit, and they're trying to figure out like what her unfinished business is so she can ascend and all this stuff. But anyway, they're trying to find answers, and they come across a group of a peer group of theirs, and they're all about like God and everything like that. And they had a pizza, and they opened the pizza box, and they're just like they're revering this pizza because there's the Yeshua's face is on the pizza. And then at the end of the scene, the one girl that was there asking them questions, she's just sitting there eating the pizza, and they're all like, oh, and they're like, she's like, what? And they're like, you're eating Jesus's face. And I'm just laughing my ass off because I can feel Yeshua laughing because he doesn't give a shit if his face is on pizza and we eat it. And it's just so funny. Spirit, our true self, God, we have an amazing sense of humor. And it's just, I've actually, and I mean the way, because and again, it's going to sound contradictory, because on one level we are very calm, we are very still, we are very quiet, we are very at peace, compassionate neutrality. At the exact same time, we are laughing our asses off, and there is so much joy, and just like, because the love is always there on both levels, but like the joy of the love and just the laughter, it's just, and there's like this vibration, and and so there's that level. And I've literally the one that's really popping in, like I've woken up from snort laughing in my sleep, like I've woken myself up. And one of the ones, my avatar was asleep in this, and I was standing in what looked like a giant, my stomach's getting tickled, what looked like a giant like football or soccer field, big blue skies. And I know I was standing with my spirit team, which what's one spirit team from another, but I'm standing with my spirit team. And I don't remember why, but I just started laughing so hard to the point that I fell on the ground. And oh, because that's what, so I started laughing, but then I started snort laughing, which made me even laugh even harder. And then I was just snort laughing, and I fell to the ground like on my stomach, and I'm just face down on the ground, snort laughing so hard at the point I woke up snort laughing in this. And I laid there laughing, and I fell back to sleep laughing. It was amazing. So we do have an amazing sense of humor, and we're always laughing, and it's beautiful. And again, we can, and we can allow this through this, and we are starting to allow this through this. So thank you for that, because we are goofy, and we are silly, and we are playful, and we are laughing. And that's just it. If we can learn to laugh with everything, we're golden, because it really is. It's one giant joke, because it's not real. It's just a dream, and we take it so seriously in this. Again, not to say don't help where we can. I like to help where I can. If I'm in the illusion of seeing someone needing help in some way, I still like to help where I can. But it's just a matter of remembering to zoom out and anchor onto what the truth is. And if we can find the humor in everything, laughing with everything and with everyone, not at. There's a difference. We're not laughing at, but laughing with it all. Even the most horrible, torturous, disgusting thing you can think of, or person you can think of, thing or person scenario. Again, ego's not going to like this, but if you can find a way to laugh with it, then that's beautiful. That's why even with certain comedians, I can have a judgment with them, because some of the stuff that they joke about, I'm like, that's not fucking funny, like at all. But when I zoom out, I'm like, no, they're helping to recalibrate. If I can find the humor in something, even if consciously as a character they're not realizing what they're doing, they're still helping me recalibrate things that I might have judgment toward. So yeah, if we can learn to laugh with everything, we're golden. And yeah, so what time is it? It is 1:42. It's only been, like, I want to say it's only been 2 hours. I have like 3 hours and 15 minutes until time's up. I am really hoping they show up soon. I just want my ceiling, like, I want this done and over with. I hate sitting here all day. And like I said, on Monday they showed up at, well, I was sitting here. I started watching the phone, the time at like, I remember it being 4:44, and I'm watching every few minutes. I'm looking at my phone because I'm just like, I'm counting down for it to be 5 o'clock. So I'm like, as soon as it hits 5, I'm getting in my pajamas and I'm making my dinner and I'm eating. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm exhausted. Um, and nothing. And then 8 minutes after 5, someone knocks on my door, and I'm like, I'm not. And then my landlord texts me 2 minutes later saying, my guy knocked on your door, no one answered, and he's telling me someone knocked on my door at 10 to 5. If they knocked very quietly, it's either they knocked very quietly and I didn't hear it, which I have a doorbell, so why didn't they utilize that? And then they sat in their car for 20 minutes and then knocked again. So I've got mental cleanup to do on this. And with that being said, I'm like, I don't want to sit here for the next 3 hours waiting and then them showing up at 10 to 5 again, or like 5 minutes to 5. At that point, like, I would rather, like, at that point, it's like, just if you can't get here by 4, like, then just reschedule, because I know I'm going off topic of channeling and I'm gonna whatnot, but just as a side note and a bit of a ramble, it's like I would rather them reschedule again than show up at 10 to 5 and be here for God knows how long in the evening after I've sat here all day waiting, not even eating properly, which I'm in the illusion of stuff with food, but like just being bored, not eating properly, just waiting, like really. And now I'm gonna have to sit here for another hour or two while you work on my ceiling, and you're not gonna be done till 6 or 7 at night. Just no. So I'm hoping they show up sooner rather than later, because I really don't want to wait here until 5 o'clock again, and hopefully they just either don't show up or they show up late. Hopefully they get here soon. So we'll see what happens. And Karen says, yes, totally get it. Awesome. So you understood that. Yeah, that makes sense. Good. I'm glad. So, is there anything else anyone wants to ask? Any other subject you want me to bring up? It's about respect, etc. Come on, time. Right? Come on, time. Come on, time. Says thing, because like I took it as like you telling time to hurry up, but then I realized you're saying come on, time, like for them to come on time. That's funny. And that's just it. It's like, I do know that I recognize that's my ego going off if I'm going there being disrespectful if they're not doing this. Because again, what is respect? We all equally respect each other, and again, they're playing as I'm allowing them to, and it's lessons on surrendering and knowing it's going to work out the way it's meant to, and whatever timing it's meant to work out in, and whatnot. Absolutely. With that being said, within the illusion, I'm the way I function and the way I like things. I'm definitely in a space of, like, I understand I got a window from 9 to 5, so legally they can show up at legally they technically can. They can show up at 4:59 and knock on my door, and I have to let them in. Technically, it's fine. I just personally, for me, that feels redundant, especially, I mean, because I'm like, even for the worker, I mean, I'm sure the worker at that point is going, it's 5 o'clock, I'm going to have to be here for another how long and fix the ceiling, and then I can go home, So for me, it's like, at that point, like, if you can't get to a place by 4 o'clock or even 4:30, then just call it a day. Like, I would rather reschedule. As much as I don't want to reschedule, I would rather reschedule. And if they are going to be super late, then I would prefer someone to message me and let me know. But again, that's all ego want and ego need. That's where, tension comes in, because it's my will that I'm running off of rather than than thy will. So if I can let that stuff go, surrender it, do my mental cleanup where I'm in tension, and just let the flow happen, I can be at peace regardless of how it plays out, whether they show up at 4:59 or show up in the next 5 minutes, or if I have to reschedule. So all lessons on being at peace regardless of how things are playing out, and I'm working on it, but I obviously do still have more work to do too. So yeah. So is there anything else anyone wants to ask, or any other topic they want to say? It's like, I'm getting, like, I'm kind of like winding down, as like I'm not really sure what else to talk about besides like flipping open my book maybe and seeing what pops up with that. But I'm also looking at the time, like I've been live for 2 hours, so I'm like, maybe I should end it. But I'm like, I don't want to end it because I'm bored. I don't want to sit here staring at my TV alone for the next 3 hours waiting. So I don't know. So if you guys have any other questions or any other topics you want me to address or talk about, please feel free. I think what I might do is I'm going to flip my book open at least one more time here, see what pops up, and then in the meantime, if anyone has anything else to ask or say, I'll check the comments, and then I might wrap it up. We'll see what happens. So again, I've got my Remember Be Here Now book, and by Ram Dass. And again, if anyone's new tuning in, if I hang up if I end this really quickly, hang up, I'm on my phone doing this. If I end this really quickly, it's because I've got someone supposed to be coming to fix my ceiling, and when they knock on the door, I gotta go. So I apologize for in the middle of reading, like not just us or this, but like doing channeling reading, and I have to quickly walk away. But so this here, let's just flip it open and see what I'm being, what we flip open to. Oh, that's funny. Actually, that's funny. This is actually kind of funny. Um, so I don't feel like I'm getting the prompt to read everything necessarily. But so I just opened this to this page here. I didn't have it marked or anything. I just flipped it open. And what it says here is, by guru, I don't mean a specific guru. In my head, there is a universal guru, a level of consciousness, a frequency of vibration, a connection to another plane. He was right here laughing and being here all the time. Yeshua said, because you've seen me, you have believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. That's beautiful. I love that. So first of all, blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. So everyone's equally blessed. We're all whole, holy, and perfect always. It's just the point of seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And it really does. This is something, again, I'm an illusion of struggle with oftentimes, which is having faith and trust and belief and knowing without any tangible proof. Now, I've been given tangible proof, and I've been given non-tangible proof, but I still fall into that because I'm like, well, I want more solid tangible proof. But seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. And then it was funny because we were just talking about how like there's this laughter and the humor is amazing. And it says he was, oh, whoop, 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 as I just accidentally almost closed it, my resistance kicking in. As it says, he was right there laughing, laughing and being here all the time. laughing. So that was really, really cool. That for me is that confirmation. I mean, I know it's true. I've experienced it, but that is also confirmation of we're always laughing. And it's not a connection to another plane. Like I said, there is no other side, but it is that so that this is that whole thing. No one is a specific guru or master over another. The specific guru is that universal guru level of consciousness, a frequency vibration connected to another plane. It's our God, it's our God self, our true self. It's our home. It's home. It's where we are. We're in the illusion of different planes and dimensions and frequencies. But this love, God, what we truly are, that's our true connection. And it's what's always there. And we anchor onto that, and it guides us through and out of the illusion. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool. There's some stuff written on the sides here, but I feel like there's this one spot that I'm getting prompted to read. I'm just double checking. Okay, so I think it's just this one part here. Their purity made direct contact with the guru in themselves through the purity of their love. So made direct contact with the guru in themselves through the purity of their love. That was the part that I was getting prompted to read. So again, I'm going to read that again one more time. Made contact with the guru in themselves through the purity of their love. Because that's what it is. We are that love. We are this pure love that is completely unconditional, non-judgmental. And the more we go within and rest with that, the more we allow it to shine through ourselves, and then we project that out and have it reflect back, and the more that we be that guru, that God, our true self. So that was really cool. I got prompted to flip open that page, and it was for a reason, so that was really cool. And Karen says, Chantal, my wondering is, what does Kurt think about his passing being re-looked into as a homicide? So that's where it's very much, I'm seeing him nodding and saying, go ahead. This is very much where, again, this is, I'm going to repeat what I've said a couple times and what I said at the beginning of this live, which is this is where it's going to kick in, where some people might be disappointed when they turn to me when it comes to channeling, because, and I'm not saying this is going to be necessarily with you, I'm just saying in general, I know that there's some people that have, walked away from watching my videos because I don't indulge in that kind of stuff anymore, because it is part of the illusion gameplay, and it's going into, conspiracy theories, and someone's done wrong, and this has happened in the past, and yada, yada, yada. Because the truth of where he's at, and like I said, I'm seeing him nodding, and I'm going to sit and be quiet in a second to tune in more, but I do know immediately there's that feeling of, it's it's very much a neutral, like he's like, it's like he's shrugging his shoulders, and it's like I don't care, and it's not in a harsh, cruel, mean way. It's actually, even though it can feel very, it can almost feel cold because it's so neutral, but it is very loving, because it's that aspect of zero judgment, zero judgment. So him saying, I don't care, it's not that there's not that compassionate neutrality and that love there. It's that unconditional love, but he doesn't care because he can see it didn't even actually happen. He wasn't even in this. He didn't transition. No one transitioned him. It was all him playing with himself. It's all God. It's so, and that's where we're always at. And those are the messages that are always going to come through with spirit, regardless of the character that we're channeling. Even if someone came in with specific facts about what happened with him, and there's scientific proof to back that up or whatever, it's still not a reflection of truth unless the message is coming with it is, even though this proof is here, guess what? It's still not real. And it's this, and this. Right. So, that's definitely, being brought in. And I'm just wanting to tune in a bit more and see if there's anything else that I know that he's being wanting to give through me, or whatnot. Let's see. I'm seeing, like, I'm getting hyper focused in on, like, his, like, soft, like, I don't know, like his soft sweaters or shirts, and then it just feels so soft. He just feels soft, and I know. And then there's that whole aspect of, there is a softness here. There's a softness towards Courtney Love. There's a softness towards himself. There's a softness towards you and me and all. It's just soft, and it's just the soft, gentle love. And I'm seeing him. He's just kind of like strumming his guitar, not really doing actual tunes with it, but it's just a very, just like, kind of just playing around with it, and it's just, I'm asking for help with my words with this. It's giving me that feeling of just calm and peace, and let's just be here together. And now he's pointing out what's important is how you're feeling about all of this. And he's going, so let's talk about how you're feeling about it. And so there's that invitation there with you or with anyone. We can, if there is a point of tension there, talk with him about it, and release it to him if you want. He's, doing it with the acknowledgement that, he is one with God. It is God basically utilizing a costume right now, for us, for ourself, which we are one with. Yeah, he's saying, don't focus on the story, focus on the feeling, and do the work if it's not feeling good. Yeah, that's what I'm receiving about that. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah. Oh, no, no, no. There's nothing. No, no, no. You don't have to apologize. Oh, hi, Jasser. Oh, Jasur. How are you? Thank you for joining. No, no, no. You have nothing to apologize, Karen. You're totally good. There's no offense. None of it. No, no, no. You're totally good. Nothing to apologize for. So no, it's just, it's not that there's an offense there. This is just the response to the question that you're asking, right? And this is why, like, through me, that's why I said some people are deterred or have aversion to watching my videos and listening to me, because I have, when I first hit my awakening, we were like, oh yeah, like let's talk about conspiracy theories and do all this stuff. But now with where I'm at with the work I've done on myself and with what I'm understanding and allowing now through a spirit, there's that level of this stuff isn't real. So let's focus in and work on this. So that's why I said, like, some people might be disappointed in what they're receiving because they're not getting the juicy, gossipy, ego-y stuff. But that's not, again, that's like what I was saying at the beginning of this too. Like, I'm here to help oneself through and out of the illusion, not to keep indulging in it. So no, you didn't ask anything wrong. I appreciate you asking the question. It's just, so there, some other medium might come down with response from him where it's more zoomed down and he might have a judgment. But again, if there's judgment there, that's not actually spirit speaking. Spirit does not judge in any way. Ego is not real. Where this is why it's so, no matter what character that you turn to when it comes to spirit, it's okay to open up to them and talk to them about anything. And I mean, we can't hide. We can't hide. Kurt, just like God, Yeshua, all of it, knows everything about us. We cannot hide from him. So again, it's that level of, this is where the look of mediumship is changing, because spirit doesn't ever judge, even when it comes to that. And again, the ego doesn't like that. The ego's going to say, well, spirit should be judging if someone's done this because that's so horrible. I will cling to that still. Like, there's certain scenarios and people I'm like, that's like really bad and that's really fucked up. But I know the truth of it. Ego doesn't like this. I can feel the resistance, but the truth of it is there is no bad. Everything is playing out the way that it's meant to. And it's funny, this whole thing of unaliving ourselves, that's been surfaced a lot, unaliving each other and ourselves and whatnot. Just the live that I was with Julie the other day, this was brought up. And something that was surfaced for me last night, because I was thinking about this stuff last night and I didn't get the prompt to share it then, but now it's being brought up to share now, is when we look at the illusion of someone transitioning another, it can be looked as a gift, because again, we're always home and there is no transition out and we're not doing anything to another, but within the illusion, they just help them release out of the illusion of pain and suffering. It's a gift in that sense. So it's, everything is perception and we're not to judge. So yeah, no, it's so then Karen says, gotcha, I understand. I have your viewpoint also. That's awesome. Yeah, no. So I want to make sure that you know that, like, I don't want you walking away feeling bad or that you did something wrong, because you didn't. I appreciate the question. I feel bad because I know I'm not giving you any juicy details that the ego loves to eat up, but I also know, like, it's important. See, I'm going to actually, it's funny because I had the urge to open up this page earlier, but then I chose not to. And now I kind of know why I held off, because till now, and I've talked about this before in other videos and probably other lives, normally it opens up right up to the spot, but I know I'm in a place of resistance with some of this stuff, so you might need to bear with me while I find the page. But this is, again, I learned, circling back a little bit. There we go. Here's the page I'm looking for. Well, one of the pages. There we go. Both of them just flipped open for me. Thank you. This is circling back to a little bit of what I was talking about before with learning hard lessons. And, like I said, this friend, this friend that I'm not able to be active friends with, her character right now, like, I went through a lot with her and all of this, and she ended up in and out of the psych ward, and I sat with her by her bed many times while she's like strapped down screaming, and she's like, these illusion of these horrible things were happening to her consciousness and visuals that she was seeing and things that were happening with the people in the mental ward and all this stuff. And it was chaos. And she went through this, I mean, with her consciousness being taken away, that happened for about 2 years. And I mean, from what I know, we haven't talked since the fall. Like, our character's friendship ended in the fall. So I don't know about now, but at that point, she was still bouncing in and out of the psych ward. And this has been going on since around the time we hit our awakening. And that's where I learned my lessons through her and through what I experienced myself with her, and where I started to indulge in these things where if I let myself to continue to blast up with my ego on, this is why people experience things with like demons and attack and evil is real. And the world we think the world looks fucked up now. Like, if we let ourselves blast up with our ego on, it does. And I learned these lessons, and then like several years later, I came across my Be Here Now book. And in this book, Ram Dass says, and this confirmed to me what I had learned. Ram Dass says that psychosis business is an interesting business. If you go through the doorway too fast and you're not ready for it, you're bound hand and foot and thrown into outer darkness. You may land anywhere, and lots of people end up in mental hospitals. And the reasons they do is they went through the door with their ego on, and they don't understand that you got to die to be born. It's not literal death and not rebirth, but it's the metaphor of you got to let go of what isn't real to allow what is. That's the quote unquote death and rebirth. And then so what they do is they go on a huge ego trip, and it's called the Messianic Complex. It's called Paranoia Delusions of Grandeur. And then he also goes on to talk about, ding, thank you. Then he also goes on to talk about, as long as there's an up and a down in your head, outer darkness. As long as you're in the world of yin and yang, outer darkness. Takes a lot of purification of what? Purification of thought and freedom from attachment. And again, this is stuff that I was talking about. And then I came across this book, and that confirmed to me. So this is why when I get, like I said, some people are not going to enjoy what I'm channeling from spirit, because I won't look now at spirit and slap ego over top of it and say spirit saying this, and this, and it's all conspiracy theories and judgment and evil is real and attack is real, because it's not. And I know spirit is not speaking that way. I know that now. I used to think that they did, but now I've learned very hard lessons. And if I don't want to end up, and it's not that it's wrong or bad, but it is an illusion of fucking terrifying. And I don't want to be in and out of the psych ward. I don't want to be my conscious being taken off and being tortured. And I don't want to be seeing the world on fire and people jumping from buildings. And I don't want to see that I'm in a movie, but it's all just blood scenes and murder scenes. Like, this is the stuff that can happen if you cling to these things like it's real and continue to let yourself blast up. Again, it's not that it's bad, it's all helpful, but it is an illusion of terrifying. So that's why when we're talking about things like, you're asking about, what's Kurt saying about his passing being relooked into a homicide. And this is what Spirit says. I'm good. I don't care. Not in I don't care as in I'm not compassionate, but it's a compassionate neutrality. There's zero judgment. So that's where I'm at with that. So again, it's not like you said anything wrong or asked anything wrong. I appreciate the question, but that it is so important that we don't anchor onto the stories like they're real and true, because they're not. I'm from love, I don't judge. And that's just it. We are all, and that's just it. We are all from love. And in the truth, what we are, we don't actually judge. The ego's not real. It doesn't exist. And it's an imagined tool, but the ego absolutely does judge. But we're learning to let go of the ego, and we're recognizing when we are judging, it's not us that's judging, it's the ego, and it's opportunity to do that self-work. So absolutely, we're all from love. And the truth of what we are is we don't judge. And then Karen also says, it's upset my energy to listen to people on conspiracies and feeding that. And that's just it. So with that, it's because again, what's one energy versus another, right? But that's just it. That's a beautiful point. It upsets you to listen to people with conspiracy theories and all that stuff. Why does that not feel good? Because it's a lie from ego, right? It's like we were talking about earlier. If we're not feeling good about something, we're believing a lie from ego, and it's opportunity to do that mental cleanup. And then remembering when everyone's a reflection of ourself, they're reflecting are clinging to some sort of ego lie. And even if it's not a direct, like, well, I'm seeing this attack, or I heard this word, and that's not something that I've directly experienced myself. It might not be that, but it's still a metaphorical form of attack, of separation, of there's some sort of metaphorical reflection there, even if it's not something exact form that you've necessarily experienced yourself. It's still the metaphorical form of that. So absolutely, if you're feeling upset about something, if I'm feeling upset about something, it is opportunity to, again, fully feel and embrace it. And if the illusion tool of boundaries is needed, it's okay to utilize that. Help where we can, absolutely. At the same time, it's important to remember what this is, like zoom out, remember what this is, remember what the truth is, anchor onto that, and do the mental cleanup. So yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that as well. So yeah, it is, I feel like it's what now, just 2:00? Yeah, it's 2:06. I don't want to really end this, but I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. I mean, not that there's actually a running out of things to talk about, but in a sense, I'm running out of things to talk about, and I'm having the feeling that I need to pee again. And I've been talking on this for that's funny, it's actually 2 hours and 22 minutes. And we're about to actually hit 22 seconds right now, 2 2 2 2 2 2. So that's kind of funny. And we actually have 7 upvotes and 3 people viewing, which is 9. Wait, no, that's 10. Hang on, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10, which is 1 and 0, and 0 is 1, and 1 is 0. It's all because it's all 1 and it's all whole. So 1 and 0 is the same thing technically. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, and then Karen said here, even some mediums do it. I saw one on Chester, and I was like, holy crap, and switch it off because I feel Chester's gold. Yeah, and that's just it. I really don't follow anyone anymore in the spiritual community, as in, I don't, I've got a few people I'm subscribed to just because I want to support them, but I don't necessarily watch their videos. The one person that I do tune into and watch is Julie, and that's because she is a huge in the illusion. I mean, we're all equally helpful, but she's been basically like a mentor, a guide. She helps me do my work on myself, and she's very zoomed out. She does not indulge in any ego shit whatsoever. So I will watch Julie stuff. If I happen to come across someone else that's very much like that, then I might indulge in stuff. But for the most part, I don't subscribe to or follow or watch other people in the spiritual community because, again, I shouldn't judge. But I am in the illusion that a lot of them do channel ego, calling it spirit, including a lot of really well known, some of the bigger well known mediums and groups. Even even there's a certain on Netflix. There's a certain guy that I don't remember his name, but he's like he's a medium to the celebrities, and there's been stuff that he's pulled through. I'm like, that's not true, and I don't care that it's evidential. It's evidential support. Spirit's not speaking that way. It might show evidence for the illusion, but illusion will always prove illusion. Truth will always disprove illusion. So I'm not to judge, but I also don't indulge in that stuff anymore because I can see it's a lot of ego being reflected at, and I don't have to force myself to watch this stuff just to face my ego, because I face it constantly anytime I open up my Facebook or watch a show or step out into the world, or I don't have to force myself to watch certain things just to surface my judgment and my ego in order to work on it. So do I know I need to work on this stuff? Absolutely. Am I working on it? Absolutely. But I also won't force myself to watch someone just because I know it's going to surface my ego for me, So, and that's just it. One illusion, ego lies, the same as all illusion, ego lies. You're working on one, you're working on all of it. So yeah, it's like I said, and I try to give grace too. Like I've been there myself where I've believed in this stuff, but that's where I struggle with giving grace and whatnot, because for me, when I'm looking at someone who where I'm in the illusion of they just hit their awakening or they're very religious, I have more grace because I'm like they're in a space of not having woken up fully yet. Whereas where in the illusion where others have been claiming to do this for a long time and have a big public following and are working with the public and have clients, but then they channel ego calling it real, that's where I lose respect and I want nothing to do with it. But again, I know I shouldn't judge, and where I'm judging, I need to work on it, and I am working on it. Then Karen saying, we find the people we feel, I think. Yes, I unfollow them. I can't do other people's drama. A random thing. Have you talked to Corey Haymore? That's why. Okay, so I'll get to Timoth's in a second here. So let me break down a bit what Karen's saying. We find the people we feel, I think. Not quite sure exactly what you're saying. I know the language I'm being prompted to use is we allow the characters to play around us, that we do. And again, they are reflecting what we're clinging to, thoughts, feelings, ego, or truth. So absolutely. Yeah, and that's just it. Other people's drama, again, it's a reflection of my own ego drama. I recognize that. But like you said, I unfollowed them, and I don't indulge in it purposely because I know I don't need to, because I've got it surfacing in other ways. So I do recognize that. Have I talked to Corey Haim, your OG crush? That's cute. That's cute. It's funny because he's actually been a bit surfaced lately for me with certain things. So that's kind of funny that you're bringing him up. No, I have not purposely. I have not connected with him because again, I haven't thought to, but then I also just push this stuff away for various reasons. Not that it's not loving. I've got my reasons. I'm working on it. When you said when I read you saying OG crush, I'm seeing him. He's got like he's like he like took your face like but like the side like your face here, and then it's like at the side of your face. He's like he's like holding your and he's like at the on your cheek, and then I just feel like I don't know if this would actually be him. I don't really know much about him. I mean, I've heard of him, and I know I can't name them. The names are escaping me. I know certain movies he's been in, which I feel like I've maybe watched at least one of them, but like I don't really know much about him, so I don't know if this would be him or not. But I'm definitely like I'm feeling this like teasing playful is like you like me, you like me, you like me, and he's just like it's just playful teasing. And then I'm just seeing him like patting a couch and like inviting you to like sit beside him and talk with him, and then there's just that again that reminder of like he loves you, you guys love each other equally, and he does love you. That reminder again that you know you guys are loved, so that's cute. And then Timoth is saying Karen says he's a legend, and then I just think is we're both legends, we're all legendary. We're all legendary characters. um so Timoth is saying it's best to just take what resonates and leave the rest. I still watch channeling Eric, but mainly for entertainment purposes. Absolutely. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Do the mental cleanup if it's not feeling right. I want to be careful in what I'm saying. I don't watch that group anymore for In the Illusion of Good reason. I've done a lot of work on myself. I don't have the same pain and hurt and anger as I have in my illusion past. It's still not all melted away. I am definitely still in the illusion of being scared of them. I have emails to back up stuff that I talk about when it comes to things that they have said and done. Again, they're all I'm saying this with the acknowledgement, they're all characters that I'm one with, playing as I'm allowing, and I'm working on that. I'm working on it. In the illusion, I would never suggest for anyone to watch Channeling Eric. Eric is quote unquote real. He's very loving. He's completely non-judgmental. Eric, I'm very in love with Eric. I'll just talk about myself for a moment with him. I was for about a year or two before I hit my awakening. So I was born July 3rd. I hit my awakening the year I turned 33. So 333. For about a year or two before I hit my awakening, I would wake up in this with memory hits of laying in different beds with this tall, thin dude with dark curly hair, baseball hats, holding me from behind, wanting nothing from me, just to hold me. Or a few times we'd be walking in different areas holding hands, and I'd wake up loving this, but being like, who is this fantasy person? Who is this? And then I actually had talked to a medium a few years before that saying that they could see a tall, thin dude with dark hair in my life. And I had nobody in my life like that except for an ex. He was my boyfriend when I was like 15, but even then it was just silly. Other than that, we hadn't talked for years. And when I mentioned him, she's like, no, that's not him. I don't see why that would be him. I realized now that was Eric the whole time. She was picking up on Eric. And then I was dreaming about Eric for a year or two before I even heard about him. I had no idea about Eric. And then there's the whole story about how I came across his channel and stuff. So I'm very, very, very in love with him. I mean, we're all equally in love with each other. What is marriage? But, we do have a quote unquote marriage connection. We've had many lives together. He's with me. I mean, we're always all with each other in every life. But, so with that being said, I'm very in love with Eric. He is just as quote unquote real as you and me. Zooming out, it's all God. I still do have a love for his family. In truth, we are love. I do at the end of love his family. I would still, to this day, if they reached out and apologized to me, I would still happily do work for them, and I would do it for free. The only stipulation I would have is let me channel Eric and let me be free with him. Don't try to restrict him. But that's a story for some other now, and I don't want to get into details. That is a place of still illusion of pain that I'm working on, and like I said, I would not recommend anyone to follow that channel. And I definitely have work due to myself because I am hurting over the fact that they're coming out with a documentary and that their numbers of followers and subscribers on YouTube are increasing, because the thing that I went through with them was very painful. And as much as in the truth, we are love. Within the illusion, as much as they act and look like they are very loving and caring and they're a big family on screen, it's scary what happens behind the scenes. And that's all I'm going to say. So, I definitely have work to do on myself more with that. And now I'm even hesitant on posting this because I'm afraid that they're going to, if I post this and they see it, they're going to come after me. Like it's, which I'm, because I'm afraid I'm manifesting that, I'm doing a quick blurb in my head of just putting the daggers in the ground and saying, take that, clean it up for me, replace it with truth. I allow what's real to take over. Just do a quick mental cleanup on that because I don't want to just leave it. I recognize this is a dream I'm making up. So, and so then, sorry, let me just take a sip of water here. Okay, so then Karen says he's a legend. I appreciate him from the 80s. And then she says, "Aw, Chantal, that's beautiful. My soul loves Lane." And it's really weird to deeply feel that. I'm not sure who Lane is. I apologize, but it's I actually, just as I hit my awakening and whatnot, I actually got into a space my whole life. I wanted a relationship. Everything that I could wish on, I was wishing for a relationship. And then as I got older, and this is why I say careful what you wish for, because as I got older, I started realizing I need to watch what I'm wishing for, because I used to wish for like a relationship and all this stuff. And then I started wishing, because I was like, I need to be careful, but still not realizing what I was wishing for. I started wishing for the love that's actually here waiting for me. Those were the words. I wish for the love that's actually here waiting for me. So dandelion fluff, birthday candles, like falling stars, like anything like that. Like anything I could make a wish on. And then I got to a point where as I like when around the time when I hit my awakening, I stopped caring about being in a relationship. I didn't even know if love even existed at that point. All I wanted to know was about reality. And then all of a sudden, bam, Eric comes online and I find out we have this marriage connection. And I was told when I first found out about him, and I was told like he had said through someone else that I love him so much that it makes me sob. At that point, I just had a crush on him, which I was never about to admit until I'd found out that we had this marriage connection. But I wasn't crying over my love for him. Now, oh my God, I sob. Now, again, I know we can't love in opposition, and this is the love. I'm tapping into the deep love that we feel for each other. But oh my God, I sob over how I feel for him over the love. And it's such a, like you said, it's such a deep, big, beyond love. And it's so different. I didn't realize that this kind of love actually existed. It's so cool and it's so beautiful. And I know it's how we feel about each other, and I'm working on it. I know it shouldn't be restricted, but it's something I'm working on. So should have warned you, I'm a rambler. Same genre of music as Kurt. Oh, okay. Same genre of music as Kurt. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I've heard of Lane. And no, I'm a rambler too. You guys have seen my live. I ramble, so I totally get that. But anyway, so with all that being said, 2:19. Really, it's only 2:19. I thought it was at least 2:30. All right, well, we're down to the last 2 hours and 40 minutes. Hopefully they'll show up. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this. It's been 2.5 hours, and I think it's about time. Hang on, I'm just, oh, hi, Billy. Let's see here. Just give me a second. Sorry, I'm listening for something. Hang on. Okay, we're okay. Sorry, again, it shouldn't bother me, but I thought that, like, I think her TV, the person above me, I think she's playing her TV kind of loud, but I don't think it's as loud as what I was thinking it was. So I'm just, even if it was, though, it's something I need to work on. I know, and I am. Billy is saying, hi, anything new about me? Anything about a Scott or just me? About a Scott. This could just be me, but I just immediately got in my head Scott Calvin, for the Santa Claus, which we're way past Christmas, but I don't know. That immediately popped in my head. So I don't know if you've got a thing with the Santa Claus or Tim Allen or whatnot, but there was that popped. So it could just be me because I hear Scott and my mind just goes to Scott Calvin, but I just thought I'd throw that out there just in case. So anything for Billy. So just give me a moment. I'm a little distracted, so if I'm taking a moment, it's just because I'm trying to like clear out what I'm distracted from and focus. So just bear with me. I also, yeah, it's hitting me. I need to go to the bathroom again, so I'm probably going to end this in a moment. All right, focus. Anything for Billy? Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there too. For me, I'm part of what I'm distracted with is I'm getting Billie Eilish popping in my head because the name Billie. So I just want to throw that out there. Maybe if my mentioning it out loud might help me like move it to the side and see and get past that distraction block. Um, okay. Okay, so I just got a visual of a rainbow, like a blue sky and a rainbow. Um, and like a rainbow, so it's like fluffy cloud, and the rainbow is like cloud to cloud, but like white fluffy cloud, not dark storm clouds, and it's like a little bit beautiful, big blue sunny sky. Um, and with that, I'm getting like over the rainbow. So Wizard of Oz has been kind of surfacing a little bit lately, and the whole over the rainbow thing, which what's over the rainbow? It's like it's home. So again, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm getting the feeling, I could be wrong if I am, I'm sorry, but I'm getting the feeling that you've been sort of possibly questioning about things, about, I'm asking for help with my words. Almost like if you're quote unquote making it, if you're doing it, if there's progress being made and whatnot, and or some sort of umbrella of that. And if that's the case, there's that reassurance there, that you are, which is also the rainbow, why there's that rainbow as well. Um, and then I feel like I'm getting the prompt to guide you if you have the space and ability, go take a walk out in nature. It's not that nature is needed, and we don't have to go outside to allow and do the self work. With that being said, there is that guidance that if it feels right and you have the space to go for a walk, go outside. If you can do it in nature, do it, and just be really present. It can help you with your mindfulness and staying present and just being in the now. And with that, I'm getting that there's going to be stuff that comes through, either, and it doesn't have to be just nature, like it can be with buildings or like a piece of garbage on the ground. Like the one time I went for a walk and someone for some reason left pants on like a snowbank or a bench, and I think the words were like beyond, all the word beyond was written all over the pants. I have a picture of it. I let me see if I'm actually getting it. I don't know if it's on this phone. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. If I can, I would love to share it. But it's the point that don't try to anchor onto or expect what form something might shine through, like spirit might shine through, but just know that, that it can and will shine through anything, and just keeping yourself in that open and be here now mindset can help you notice these things. So let's just see here. I'm going to do a quick search on my phone, and if it doesn't immediately, if I can't see it in this one search, then, oh, maybe if I'm going to try one more word and we'll see if it pops up. Because I really, really, really want to share it with you guys. Oh, well, I didn't. Okay, so I found the other, okay, so I'm not seeing the pants. However, the other visual that I had, come in, which I think I found this in the same walk that I found the pants. So this is another example of what I'm talking about. And I did have this in my head. I just didn't say anything out loud because I got hyper focused on the pants. But the other picture I had in my head was this one here. I hope you guys can see it. So I went for a walk. This was, what was the date on this? It says March 16th of 2023. Actually, it was at 1:33 p.m. that I took it as well. So this, so this picture here, I took this when I was walking, and it's someone stuck this can in the snow, and it says on it illusions, and it's packaged on July 18th, which July 3, and it's also my birthday, the 18th, 8 plus 1 is 9, and the year is 2022. So illusions, July 9, 20, like 222. So this is an example when I'm talking about. This was spirit kicking in, and I know this was a synchronicity message for me, like some sort of the magic some of the magic that's here. Another example that I happen to have on my phone, I looked down again, this was December 15th of, oh, this was actually 2017, so this was like leading up to my awakening. I think my awakening was, or it was either leading up to, or I just hit my, wait, how many years ago was 2017? So this would have been leading up to my awakening, but I wouldn't have necessarily clicked in the same way, but I took a picture of it for a reason, because I knew I was walking outside, again, snow on the ground, and there happens to be just this flower that's there. So so again, just go for a walk outdoors, or in nature, and just stay in the present, be in the now, and just let yourself, in that sense, receive. And even if you don't get something immediately right away, it might take a few nows of going for walks, but things will pop up, and that's what I'm getting the prompt to guide you with. So I hope that helps and resonates. Oh, that's your favorite Christmas movie? That's funny. That's really cool. I love that. And then Billy gives a smiley face, and she goes, I sing, tired all the time. You hate going outside. Okay, so maybe that's why you're getting the prompt to go outside, because it is. So first of all, there's the opportunity to face the ego judgment and the ego illusion of I hate doing something, including going outside. And then it feels like, and I mean, you can end up telling me if this resonates now, and or if it resonates if it happens later, but it feels, what I'm feeling like is, at one now, even if it's not the first one, but it feels like it might be, when you go for a walk and with what you allow yourself to see and receive, it's going to boost in you some joy when it comes to going outside and going for walks, and it might prompt you to want to do it again and again and again. And it's not that being still and not moving is a bad thing, or not to do that. It's just, I'm asking for help with my words. It's just that level of thank you, being in that playful, childlike wonder and awe, playful mindset, letting connection to come through in all forms, helping you to get outside of your own head, helping you to get outside of ego a little bit. It can be helpful. Now, again, we don't have to do it in this way. And if you don't, sorry, hiccups and some resistance. If you don't ever do this, that's okay. If you don't ever go for a walk, or if you don't ever step outside again, that's okay. I actually, crap. See, okay, you guys might need to bear with me for a second, because I'm getting the prompt. I had the prompt to read this last time, and I still didn't send this to myself, and I should have. So let me just see here. Emrod, I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm just going to call you M, is saying, Dear Chantal, would you consider doing mediumship classes? Just wondering. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you asking that. It's funny, because I have, for over a year now, through different people and through prompts in myself, I've been getting the prompt to, and the suggestion to, make courses and classes. I just haven't got around to it, because I keep going into the ego thing of what's the point, because no one's going to sign up for it. I already, for the most part, don't have people who want to be my clients, and people don't share my stuff, and I lose subscribers when I upload videos or go live. So why would I put in all of this effort and put my heart and soul into making this, and then just to get rejected again? So I appreciate you asking that, because as of right now I don't, but I have been getting the prompt to offer classes, and I feel like this is another signal for that. So that's definitely something that I'm going to start figuring out more, because I have 2 titles of 2 courses that I've been getting prompted to do. So I've got a couple titles. So I'll look into that, and maybe I'll start continuing to work more on getting past my ego on this, and just doing it regardless of if anyone signs up or not. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. So with all that being said, yeah, I'll look into that, and it's doing courses. That's okay. I hear you. Thank you. So with all that being said too, like I said, I've been getting the prompt. Oh, it's Luba. Hi, how are you? I know you. I know, now that you said your name, I know you. Hi, how are you? I appreciate that. So yeah, so that's something that I'm gonna really work on getting past my ego. And even if I don't offer them right away, even if I start making them, so keep keep tuned because there's a high chance that I will eventually offer these. With that being said, I am offering, like I do you know, readings and whatnot. I actually need to post them again. I had taken down what I'd been offering, but my prices range from like $5 to a couple $100 depending on what it is that you're wanting. So like $5 for a yes, no, or like $7 for like one question. I try to keep the price ranges varied because I'm in the illusion of some people really can't afford much, and I want to be, you know, as open for as many people as I can. Plus, I do a lot of this for free anyway. There are often times where someone will private message me asking a question and I'll just answer them, or someone will say, I can't really afford anything, would you mind helping me out? Like, most of the time, there's been a couple times where I've said no because I've been in the illusion of I need to put up my boundaries because I've been offering too much and whatnot. But for the most part, I usually just do it for free because I know it always comes back in some way. And regardless, there's always messages and lessons for myself in all of this. So and then Luba's saying, I would love to get a class with you. I'm okay, dear. Hope you're doing well, love. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you're doing okay. I'm wishing you well always, sitting with the love that we are with you always. And in truth, I'm always well. I've been having a rough past couple days, but I'm working through it as best I can, and going on this live has been helpful as well. Title's the beginning of that journey. Absolutely. It's the beginning of that journey for sure. Thank you. And I've been, so this might pause the live for a second, but bear with me. I'll come right back to it. There is stuff that I'd written down the other day that I've been having a prompt to share. I sparkle regardless. Karen saying you sparkle regardless. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And you sparkle too. We all sparkle. We're all sparkling always. I'm drooling a bit as I'm saying that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, I quote unquote needed to hear that. So thank you. But with this whole, because I was talking about, you know, you don't need to go outside in order to do all of this and whatnot. With that being said, I had a prompt the other day to read this, but I chose not to because I don't have it saved anywhere except my notepad. So in order to read it, I need to copy it onto my messenger and send it to myself, and then I can open it on my other phone here, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think this notepad is, let me double check, but I don't think this notepad is connected. That would be amazing if it was. No, definitely not. Lame. No, I wish. No, it's not connected. This notepad's not connected cloud-wise or whatever too. So bear with me for a second because I'm getting the prompt to share what I wrote out the other day. But it's going to take me a moment because I have to copy it and send it to myself. So I think it might pause the live, but just don't go anywhere. If it pauses the live, I will be right back. I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just sending this to myself so I can read it to you guys. So just bear with me. Hold on one second. Oh, I hope it doesn't actually like close this out. I'll be as quick as I can. Just don't go anywhere. Hang on. Hang on. Hi. Okay, I'm here. And it wasn't too long that I had to break it down, so I could do just one big select all, copy, and then paste it. So that's amazing. So because sometimes I write things out that are so long that I have to split it into chunks before I can send it to myself. So so I'm getting the prompt to read this again. Oh, and I just sent this to myself. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I just sent this to myself at, I know it's backwards, but 234. So that's funny. So to me that's confirmation on that I'm supposed to be sharing this. So the first part is questions, and that was like kept being in my head, and I was like, I know I need to write this down, and everything else flowed through it. I do have the prompt to share it on my Facebook, and maybe if it's not too long, make a post on my YouTube sharing this as well. But that being said, I'm getting the prompt to share it here, so I hope it makes sense. Oh, and with my sharing it on this, I might edit it a little bit, but essentially this is what I got prompted to write, and this is what I'm prompted to share. And if there's anything you guys are wanting to say about it or have questions, feel free to comment. So what I got prompted to write here is, what if you don't have access to nature? What if you don't have access to earth? What if you can't see with your avatar's eyes? What if you can't hear with your avatar's ears? What if you didn't have physical sensation? What if there's no such thing as sage, etc.? I couldn't think of other stuff like Palo Santo. What if there's no such thing as music? What if there were no planets besides Earth? What if you didn't have the ability to move your avatar? What if you don't have the means to travel? What if oils didn't exist? What if there were no other people? What if you had no place of quiet? What if there was only quote-unquote junk food? So many talk about temporary band-aid solutions to quote unquote fix ourselves, i.e., burning sage, going out in nature, going for walks, sound baths, watching what you eat, etc. But those don't do anything except give a temporary boost unless you're doing it with the intention of letting go of what isn't real to allow what is. You don't need anything or anyone. All you need is to go within and do your mental cleanup. As much as everything is helpful, open bracket, because everything is either a reflection, so it's either opportunity to do mental cleanup when it's reflection of untruth, ego, shadow, illusion, false evidence appearing real, or sit with and quote unquote expand and allow if it's a reflection of truth, God, love, oneness, unity, our true self, close bracket. It's also fruitless to grasp onto anything external and utilize it as a quote unquote fix. Everything is perception. The only thing solid is our true shared self slash God. Huge lessons on not needing anything external to let go of what isn't real and to allow what is. To let go and allow, no one needs to avoid eating certain foods. No one needs the outdoors. No one needs to things like sage and oils. No one needs a quote unquote another person to quote unquote heal them. There is nothing to heal anyway. No one needs to travel anywhere. No one needs certain sounds, etc. Planets aren't affecting you. There is no energy that needs to be cleansed. There isn't anything that needs to be fixed. Merely correction and perception, and that again takes mental cleanup. The external is coming from one's perception, so to try and utilize the external to change perception is again fruitless. Change perception, be at peace regardless of the external, and eventually the external does reflect such perception change. Go within, do the mental cleanup, inner work. Mind, perception, thoughts, feelings, intentions, beliefs, knowing. That's where everything external is coming from and being affected by. Not environment, not food, not the past, not planets, not oils, not sage, not people, not places, not things, and so on and so forth. All of it is meaningless, has no meaning, and powerless, has no power until oneself gives it as such. You don't need the avatar's eyes to see or the avatar's ears to hear. Our true sight is always here. Like Neo in the Matrix, he lost his avatar's eyes but then could see the light and was able to navigate without the help of anything external. We can still see with our eyes closed. We can still hear even if our avatar's ears don't work. We aren't restricted under thy will, what we truly are. Our true power is safe because it's equal and shared. We are one. There is nothing and no one outside of oneself, just a pretend, quote unquote, projected hologram. And what happens when you try to reach out and try to grab onto and utilize a hologram? Nothing. Ding. So let it go. Watch what messages you're anchoring onto. Indulging and believing in ego lies and these illusions of limitation is quote unquote giving your power away. We can't actually give our true shared power away. What is there to give it away to anyway? It's all just oneself. We do perpetuate the illusion of powerlessness, though, while clinging on to these ego lie illusions. You don't need nature, you don't need money, you don't need certain foods. You're not sick, you're not broken, you're not traumatized. You're not weak, you're not a victim, you're not a hero, you're not a villain. You're not worse than anyone, you're not better than anyone. You're not unique, you're not special over anyone or anything. We are God. All is God, so all is perfect always. We are home now, and that is the lesson. We are God and we are home now, and we have every ability to allow that fact to shine through this, regardless of what the character looks like, or does, or has, or where it's located, or is, etc. Be here now, go within, let go, remember, allow. So I was getting the prompt to share that. I hope that resonates with someone. But it just circles back to kind of what I was saying to Billy, like, yes, she's getting that guidance to go take a walk in nature and allow this through, but even if she doesn't, that's okay. She's not going to miss out on anything. Stuff will still come through the way it's meant to. You can't actually get it wrong, and we don't actually need all of these things. Are they helpful? Is everything helpful? Yes. But it's also fruitless unless you're doing it with the intention of letting go of what isn't real to allow it is, because it's just, if not, it's a temporary band-aid fix, and there is nothing external to utilize to do anything, and we don't need to be fixed or healed because we're not broken. In the illusion, of course, like if someone's in the illusion of being sick, I'm not going to say don't go to the doctor. I'll still go see the doctor. I just went to the dentist, like, what was this, yesterday? I had my dentist appointment yesterday, I think it was. Yesterday was my dentist appointment, if I'm not mistaken. No, the day before. I just went to the dentist, So I'm not saying, like, don't go to the dentist, don't go to the doctor if that's what you're getting prompted to do. It's just the point is we don't need these things. It's all within, and all you need is you, yourself, and I. Like, it's just yourself, spirit, God, and that's all we need. So Billy says, wow. And Karen says, whoa. Thanks, you guys. Billy says, pretty. Haran says, yo. And thank you for that, too. Haran says, yo, I'm back. And then he says, I just came back from dinner. I'm fasting. Well, how is that going? I hope that's going well. I was going to go, but because I really need to pee. So I'm turning my camera off again. I'll be right back, but I got to go to the bathroom. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, I promise. Unless someone comes to my door, then I'll gotta go. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Ow. Okay, hi. Oh my God, I can't believe I've been doing this for 3 hours. I'm glad that I have this though, because I'm like this. I did not want to sit here all day waiting for these people and playing Mario Kart, and I was bored, and you guys help me not be bored. So again, boredom isn't bad, and it's all these other things, but I don't want to be bored today. And you guys help me not be bored. So I'm still in that space. So I'm watching the time. I'm like, oh, it's 2:43. We love you. Do love that. Almost every single time I get up to go to the bathroom or go do so, I sit back down in the timing. So 2:43 right now. If you guys can see it, 2:43. I know it's backwards, but still. So 2:43. Do so. We love you. So that's kind of funny. So Haran's saying it's going, so he just came back from dinner, he's fasting, it's going really good. It ain't much of a struggle. School and work is mad boring. I hear so the fasting isn't much of a struggle, but school and work sounds it is in the sense that it's mad boring. Well, again, opportunity for mental cleanup on that. I hear you. It's funny because I thought about back. So I used to, from the time I was about, how old was I? 16, for about 16 to about 18-ish. I worked as a cashier. My favorite was working the customer service desk. I rocked that. I was really good at the customer service desk. That was my favorite area. I did not like smoking lotto because I'm not a smoker. And so like everyone would always have to like guide me to where it goes. Plus it was like off on its own and like around the corner, and I never felt safe in the illusion of like, because this was also way before my awakening, so within the illusion of like fear and attack, I was like, just doesn't feel safe because it's like a lotto shop and all that stuff. So I was never a fan of the smoke and lotto, but I love customer service. And then with being a cashier, it's funny that you're bringing up work being boring and whatnot, because I was just thinking about how like if it's busy, like then that's one thing because you're not watching the time, but I don't know how I could stand there from 4 to 8 hours behind a till, especially if it's slow and you can't move from the till. Oh my God. I'm in the illusion of struggling with focusing and being still right now. So that's something I need to keep working on. So it's kind of funny because that's been a little bit surfaced for me. So Haran saying it's horribly unstimulating. I hear you, but that's just it though. Again, the opportunity mental cleanup on that, because what is it that we're saying that we're not being stimulated by? Well, it's ego distraction stuff, right? So when we're looking for a type of stimulation in some way, we're saying we're not content with something. And again, it's not wrong or bad, but it is opportunity again to do mental cleanup on that, because it's being able to learn how to be at peace and be still regardless. And that's something, like I said, I'm working on. It's been the illusion of struggle for me. I didn't realize how hard it is for me to be still and focus, or in the illusion of how hard it is to be still and focus, until especially the past couple months. And it's just, I don't know. So it's definitely something that's surfacing and to work on. And then Haran says, "Oh, I remember you telling me about your disillusions in college," and just paraphrasing from a textbook. My disillusions in college. I'm not sure. Are you talking about my struggle with my, because so for me with I went to post secondary twice. I first went to college. It was my year was actually my class was actually the last class to get the 3-year program for broadcasting for radio and television. And then in the third year, you specialized in one or the other. It changed after my class got in. It changed to a 2-year program, and it's either radio or TV. So I was grateful that I got in when it was still both. I was going to specialize in TV, but I ended up specializing in radio. But by the time I graduated, I stuck through because I figured it'd look good on a resume to be a college graduate. But that's the only reason why I stuck through. Um, I ended up um, I ended up not pursuing a career in that field because it felt, from what like I saw, so first of all I saw how the news works. Like it's literally like a filtered down feeds of stories, and you pick and choose what you want to share, and or you're being directed what to share. And it was so like the news can be so fear based, and it felt like I was like making the world worse, not, and I wanted to help and make the world better. So I ended up, again, these are all ego illusion judgments, but this is just my journey as Tally. um so Oh, it's not letting me. Another moderator just handled this. This is doing this last time too. I don't know why it's not letting me show it, unless I don't know. I'll get to what else you're saying there in a second, Haran. But so it's all ego judgment, but within that, I wanted to do something to help the world. So I ended up not pursuing a career in broadcasting, and I eventually, a few years after that, I ended up going back to school to like a more of a community college for community service work. So with that, I ended up working at a women and children's shelter for several years. And it's funny because now when I look back at what I chose to go to school for both broadcasting and with community service work, it's all helping me now with what I'm doing with this work. So with broadcasting, I know YouTube isn't necessarily the same as being a TV news anchor or a radio host, but it still helps with all of that stuff. It still has to do with media. And we did talk about social media in that program, and so it's still tied in with that. And then the community service work, like I've had with certain clients, I mean, I'm not going to say names and I'm not going to give details or specifics, but I have had clients where they're asking like personal questions, and some of them can be health related or intimate, or things that they've done, and some of them will express like I'm kind of like embarrassed or whatever, and I'm just like, nothing surprises me from what I've gone to school for. So like I said, the broadcasting helps with this, but then with the community service work, from the stuff that, you read about in school to the stories that I heard within the shelter and from other people's, other peers in the community, and hearing the stories that they've received from the people that they've worked with, nothing surprises me. And it's just been so helpful to get me in this good head and heart space with where I'm at now, and people can talk to me about pretty much anything. And if it does surface inside myself a place of judgment or feeling weird or tension or awkward, I'll never express to that person, but then it's opportunity for me to work on it. So it's really interesting how it all played out. Within that, for broadcasting, when I was in school for that, I struggled with the illusion of not really having a whole lot of friends and feeling kind of like I didn't really fit in. It very much extended from how I felt from elementary school and high school. In fact, several people in my program that I'd gone to high school with, so high school kind of followed me to college, my first round. And I mean, I was part of a big group of friends in high school, but I very much felt like I was, for the most part, an afterthought. And high school in a certain ways was difficult for me. Elementary school was worse. But anyway, so that kind of followed me through that. My second round of college, when I went for community service work, my first few months there, I was in a space where I felt kind of left out and like I didn't fit in, but that quickly switched around, and I ended up feeling that was one of the places I felt most love. I felt so loved there. I actually ended up graduating on honor roll and as valedictorian. And the way my teacher ended up deciding with me was because not only like my grades were good, but she went around asking other staff and whatnot who they thought in her program should be valedictorian, and they were all saying me because of how helpful and friendly I was, and everybody knew me and loved me, and I was always like, so it just, I really, really appreciated that. And these all, and it's just funny because I can see how it all played out in order to help me with where I'm at now. So that was really cool. So I know that was a little bit of a ramble and whatnot, and some of you guys might not really care what I was saying on all that, but that was just surfaced and whatnot. So I just wanted to share that. And then Harn was saying, remember I used to bitch and lament about uni back in those days, and I told you that most of what I'm doing is just mindless, easy writing. Sorry, yeah, no, so I'm confused on what you were saying about my telling you about my disillusions in college. So that I'm not quite remembering. But so then you saying, remember I use Harn again saying, remember I used to bitch and lament about uni back in those days, and I told you that most of what I'm doing is just mindless essay writing. Oh, I have a flash of memory that, I mean, Harn, my memory so my memory can sometimes not be completely great because again there is no past, and that's part of that. Plus I hear a lot of stories from different people, from friends to clients and whatnot, so I get things mixed up and I forget things and all that stuff. But yeah, there is a flash of memory with that. So we're still clinging on to the illusion of work and school being boring, but we're working on it. And I know it's not every now work and school is boring, but it can definitely reflect that. So anyway, so yeah, if anyone else has anything else to ask or say, or any topic you want me to talk about, let me know, because if not, I think I might end this. And it's actually, it's 3. That's funny. We just passed 3:08:08. Oh my God. I've been telling on this for I think I pointed out earlier, but I've been on this for 3 hours. Holy jeez. And it is 2:53. I've got like an hour and 7 minutes until we call it a night. Well, goody for my friend who lives out west. She just got a flood in her place the other day. It's funny. So, an old friend of mine, she mentioned she just got new floors, and then her place flooded. My place just flooded just a couple weeks ago, and that's why someone's supposed to come in to fix my ceiling today. And then my other friend just messaged me a couple days ago saying that and showing me video her place flooded, and so she just messaged me about a couple hours ago, which I just saw now, saying that the plumber is there. And I was like, well, good for her, she gets the plumber, and I'm still waiting for my guys to show up. So that's funny. Shades of 2020. Yeah, right. Any messages from Kendall? You've mentioned Kendall multiple times. I cannot remember who that is. Is it that musician, the guitar player? Because I'm seeing the guitar again, but I could be getting that wrong. And now I'm blocking because I'm also not sure who it is. So because I'm insecure, I'm blocking and resisting. So if you wouldn't mind clarifying for me, Harn, I know you've asked about about him from me. Words. I'm also getting tired too. Okay, so you're saying, yeah, okay, but I don't remember what band he's from, but okay, so it is a guitar player. Okay, so I was getting that right. I'm just hearing, hey bud, what's up? Okay, I don't know how much this will resonate. Because you've never mentioned, I don't think, that you have any instruments. I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing him offering for you to play guitar with him. Maybe it's just a signal of playing music with him, listening to his music and being with him. But I did feel that. And again, I know I've given this message to other people, but I know I'm getting it with you too, with him. It's the offer for you to talk with him and receive from him. He's prompting you to talk with him. There's an excitement and a joy there again. Like, it's like let's do this. Like, let's really get doing this. Like, talk to me. Like, because he's like, I know you want to talk to me a lot. Like, and it's that level of like, letting it through yourself, you know, and the excitement and the joy that's there with that. Um, I feel Eric's merging with him too. Did he? I can't honestly. I can't remember. Did he have and or wear glasses and or baseball cap? If not, then that's. I mean, Eric's always there, but that could just be Eric merging with him, unless that is something that he wore. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, I'm just seeing him playfully punching Armin, just that whole like brothers were brothers kind of thing. But again, not just brothers were one. So sorry, I know I'm not getting much through at the moment too. He did wear glasses once or twice. Okay, so maybe that is a bit of what I'm seeing with him then too. I'm also getting really tired. I'm still not really tired as in I want to pass out, but I can feel my brain starting to shut down a little bit, which I feel like I probably, oh, see, now the sleepiness just kicked in. I was like, I can't fall asleep. I got to stay awake for at least 2 more hours. So I'm probably going to shut this down because I'm actually starting to get sleepy. Karen said, I loved listening to and learning from you. Dog walking time. Please do more lives. So I can ramble. Well, thank you so much. I loved that you were here and asking questions and whatnot. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to hear that, you know, this stuff resonates and, you know, it's helping and you feel like you're learning stuff. So, honestly, thank you. And I will do more lives. I don't know when I'll go live again. I know it's been a while since I've gone live. Well, I think I went going live by myself. I think it's been a while. If there was recently before that, it was a while. So I don't know when I'll go live again, but I know I will. I know Julie and I are both going live on her channel. I think we said this coming Tuesday. So that's definitely going to happen. But for me going live on here by myself, not sure when, but I know I will do it again at some point. And like I said, I'm going to start looking more into creating these courses and offering that at some point. So yeah, Haran's going, yep, you got it, girl. Big Time Rush. Okay, it was Big Time Rush. Okay, it was Big Time Rush. I think that was the name I was getting in my head, but I was mixing it up with. No, maybe it was Big Time Rush. I was getting Big Time Rush in my head, if I'm not mistaken. I need to trust myself. Then Haran's saying, you know what? At my school, there's guitars, and I randomly played them with no prior instruction or training, and it was surprisingly decent. Oh, well, there you go. So. You know, and then maybe if you are able to do that at your school and you're allowed to play around with them, maybe do that, play around with the guitars and, you know, let yourself feel Kendall there with you. And then, oh, and in 2013 he did a lot wear baseball cap. Ding, that's actually really funny. And a loud ding just came in with that too. That's really cool. Hang on one second, give me 1 second here. Okay, Julie's sending me something. So that's actually, thank you for confirming that. So he did used to wear a hat. That's really cool. Thank you for that. And then Karen's saying, sending you a spiritual hug. Yay, more lives. And I'm sending you a hug too. And yeah, no, just honestly, thank you. I'm hugging you. I'm hugging everybody. We're all hugging each other. And hang on, just give me a second here. Oops, just let me, I'm just responding. She just sent me a video about it's about, I guess, this person that she sent me this video of, it's about, he's addressing like fear addiction. So I'm just saying thank you so much for this and for everything. I love you. Sorry, I just wanted to send that to her really quick. So yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys helped me get through a big chunk of today, including through some of the noise, and just thank you. I did not want to sit here playing Mario Kart all day. I'm going to play Mario Kart now for the next 2 hours unless they show up, because it gives me something to do and it gives me some adrenaline, and which helps pump me up and help me feel less sleepy. But no, you guys just helped me get through a big chunk of my day. So thank you for that. Harn's going, hi, Maitland. Oh, no. Sorry. Not oh, no to Harn saying hi to Maitland, but it's funny that I can't remember, someone, was it Assy, had asked earlier if I could trans channel Eric. My hand's getting gripped onto as I'm saying this. No! As soon as Harn said hi, Maitland, I just felt, because it's funny, because, okay, my foot's getting tickled. Shit. Getting the feeling and prompt of trance channeling Maitland. And it's funny because I've been thinking of her lately and thinking of trance channeling her, and I just haven't. And now Harn said it, and I can feel, in fact, I can feel her trying to take over right now. Shit. I'm like, it's like I don't want to for various reasons. Like, I'm tired, but then also, like, what if they come to the door? I mean, I'll snap out of it immediately, but I'm just like, I'm resistant to this, and I'm feeling stupid too. See, I'm feeling stupid. Oh my god, I can feel her taking over. I feel stupid because I'm like, it's dumb, it's bullshit. Even though I know I'm contradicting myself. I know it's not fuck. Oh my god, yeah, she's definitely taking over. Which, again, it is me. It's all one, and she, quote unquote, she can't take over unless I allow. I can feel her just tapping her foot, waiting for me to just shut up. Shit. I don't know how long I'm going to hold her in here. I don't know what she's going to say. I don't even know if I'll let it through, but oh God, my head. Okay. You know, she's been waiting for this moment. I mean, it's not that there's actually wait, there's only now, but you know what I mean? Fuck. Sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing. Ugh, okay. Crap. Hang on. I don't know if I'll actually end up letting her through. I'm going to try, but I'm resistant to it, so I might not fully let her, but we'll see what happens. It's been a while. Not that, like Chantal just said, time's not actually linear, and we're one, and it's all happening now. But in that illusion, it's been a while. Thank you, Haran, because you helped her let me through. I mean, again, everyone is you. There is no other. So this is really just more of Tally speaking, more of Haran speaking, more of Karen speaking, more of Maitland speaking, but really it's all more of just God speaking. And it's been said a lot, but it's because it is important that if it's not loving, it's not real. So that's a really good reminder to hold on to. Remember, keep it simple. And if it's not loving and if it's not peaceful, it's not real. Now, again, we're not to judge. We're not to judge. We don't judge. What we actually are, we don't judge. So we're not to judge. Now, if you do fall into judgment, that's okay. Again, you're not doing wrong. We're not judging the judging. We don't judge the judgment either. It's just that when you're judging something or someone, you're judging yourself. And then you keep yourself looping in the illusion of punishment and attack and pain and separation. And you don't want to do that anymore because it doesn't feel good. It's in the illusion of painful, and it's not true. So just remember, it's always loving, and we're always here, and we're always one. And it's just a dream. The nose ring is bugging the body. And even that is an illusion. So just remember, you're always loved, and you can't get it wrong. And it's only you, and what's only you is only God. It's all God, and it's all love. And it's beyond what the ego can understand. We know, yes, God is love, it's what is, but the ego can't really comprehend it. While operating with the illusion tool of ego, we think we understand and know love. In truth, we always do, but the ego itself can't. And so remember, if you're feeling exclusive love for one but not another, that's not actually real love. That's actually an illusion of a form of hatred. Where there's feelings of love, that's reflection of truth. But again, real love doesn't restrict, and it doesn't divide, and it isn't exclusive. It doesn't say, I love you more than you, so I want to marry you but not you. No, that's not love. That's ego, want. Again, not wrong, not bad, not to judge, but it's not real. Because remember, the whole point of this is to remember that we are all God, and we are all love, and it is all equal, and it is all shared, and it is all one. And to be that and allow it. So that's why it's important to remember these things and anchor onto them, because it's the truth of what it is. And then we allow it through. And that's the whole point of the game. The game that's not even actually happening. So that's all I'm going to say for now. I will let Chantal surface again, even though it is all Chantal. And it's all Maitland, and it's all Haran, and it's all Karen, and it's all Julie, and it's all Robin, and it's all Eric, and it's all Yeshua, and it's all God. But I'm going to let the character of Tally to resurface, even though she's here with me, and we are one. But thank you. I love you so much, always. And thank you again, Haran, for asking that, for saying hi. I love you. I love you all. I love you so much. And talk with me. Talk with me too, because like you guys said, like you guys know, and like I said, I'm always, 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 always there. So talk with me too. I'm always there. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. All right. I love you all very much. And I'm going to say what Chantal always says is have a wonderful now always. Love you. Bye. Bye. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Jeez. Sorry. Excuse me. Holy poop. All right. So, apparently, I just let Maitland through. Was not expecting that. That was kind of funny. And again, I'm still like, because no, it's weird because it's like I have, like, I kind of remember what was said, but it's also like it was a dream and I'm not remembering. I don't know. It's weird. And I just got to trust myself that it was what came through was real and meant to come through. So there we go. Haran, Haran, get in. You can't hide her. Yes. Go on. It's worth it. Fight Chantal and take over. Yep. Thanks to me. Do it. Do it. You said my name. You noticed me. That's funny. That's funny. How can you not be noticed though? I mean, it's funny because when I'm sitting here and I'm watching a movie and I know like, you know, Eric or Robin or whoever is always here with me, but like when I'm allowing them to surface and I can feel them holding me and we're watching a movie together, I'll click in to hang on. They're not even really watching the movie. They're always watching me. So you're always being noticed. You can't not be noticed. So yeah, everyone and everything's focused on you always. You can't hide. So getting sorry, not sorry. You can't hide. We're always watching you. So yes, you were absolutely noticed, but you're always noticed. So yeah, I guess with all of that, I am, how many times now I've said it, I think I'm going to call it a day. What time is it now? 10 after 3. I officially have an hour and 50 minutes. I am really not going to be happy if they show up at 10 to 5 or like at right before 5. And if they knock on my door after 5, again, they are not being let in. Sorry, not sorry, legally, but up till 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, if they knock, I'll let them in. But 5:01, nope. As much as I want my ceiling done, I also want to move on with my day. And I want to be able to eat dinner and rest and relax. So that's going to be a thing. So even Hillary Clinton's grandma's watching me, then technically that's random, but yes. But remember though, we allow energy to play these characters. So when I say everyone's watching, everyone always, yeah, you can look at it as the characters, but really what I mean is spirit, God, or true self. It goes beyond those labels and it goes beyond the characters. It's very ethereal and it's very big and it's very beautiful and it's very, very spirit God, like, yes, it can come through as the characters, absolutely. But when I'm saying that, it's like, so yes, like when I'm sitting here and it's like the characters Eric, Rob, and Yeshua, like, yes, they're watching me now. But again, I say that with the acknowledgement of it's all God and it's all the oneness that's watching me. So I'm random because that's who I am. I love being random. Randomness is fun. This whole thing is random. So anyway, all right. I keep saying it, but I really do think I should probably end this now. I can't believe I've been doing this for 3.5 hours. Yeah. So as much as I should end this. I'm really getting sleepy and I need to boost myself up for the next hour, 50 minutes. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna play some Mario Kart and wake myself up for this last hour or so, and hopefully they'll show up. And regardless, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for liking this. And if any of you haven't subscribed and you choose to, thank you for that as well. If anyone chooses to, work with me in any future now as a client in some form, I appreciate that too. But no, honestly, thank you. I've really enjoyed this. Like I said, you guys really helped break up my day. I'm glad that I went with the prompt to go live. I needed this. I was not in a really great space, and this helped pull me up and out of it a bit. So thank you so much for all of this. I appreciate you all very much. Haran saying, alrighty, see you soon. Thank you, and please take care. Thank you. I'm wishing you well as well, and you take care too. Thank you, Luba. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to, I'm trying to remember, I won't be able to remember everyone, especially with names. I'm bad with names, but Assie and Karen and Julie, and I know I'm missing names, but just thank you for everybody who joined in and asked questions and watched. Even if you're just quiet in the background, thank you for that as well. And then Haran saying bye Kendall, bye Maitland, bye Eric. A little shit. I just got Eric. It's kind of him like teasing me a little bit because I was gushing about this the other day, but I just got Eric. I gushed over how when he was being trans channeled by someone else, and he was talking to someone who's deaf, and he did the whole like making the shit. I think that's what it is for shit. I think that's the sign language American ASL for shit. I think it's that, and he was doing that, and so I just saw him do with that again in response to that. So that was kind of funny. Plus that was response to that, but it was also teasing me a bit, so that's kind of funny. Thank you for that. And I'm just just again with Haran saying bye, like first of all, like getting blow kisses, but then also at the same time there's the reminder of there is no goodbye, like they're not going anywhere and I'm technically not going anywhere. And there's a reminder for Haran and for everybody, feel free to connect with them, work on communicating with them and allowing them to shine through, and which they are you, and it can be through, again, any form in any way, and you don't have to go anywhere to do it. You can just stay where you are, and whatnot. So but yeah, no, thank you guys for all this very much. I appreciate it. And it's funny, I'm ending this at 3:30, and then we also just passed 3 seconds. So I'm ending this at 3:03. That's funny. So thank you guys very much. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And as always, have a wonderful now. Take care, guys. Bye.